Truist Park as we welcome in the Milwaukee Brewers for a 3-game set. This is Braves Live. We are presented by your local Toyota dealer, and we are in need of a little bounce back today against those Brew Crew. Game 1 was essentially close until it wasn't, but it's Max Fried Day here at Truist Park, which means we're expecting his greatness to shine once again as Hank Aaron's continues throughout this ballpark. We have won all but one series against Milwaukee here at Truist since it opened 5 years ago. So a win today gives us a chance to keep that trend going. Trevor Scales, Peter Moreland, and Brian Jordan out here on the Battery at Truist Park. Welcome in. What's going on and what's happening? And fellas, we didn't necessarily get off Hank Aaron weekend to the start that we would have liked to on the field. But off the field, BJ, it was still a very special celebration to be had.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the game. I want to talk about Hank Aaron yesterday. But you know what? For me, it was a great day because the younger generation got a chance to see what Hank was, not just on the field, 755 home runs, but off the field. A GM of the minor leagues of the Atlanta Braves, drafting Chipper Jones, Ron Gant, and getting those guys opportunities to play in the big leagues. And how about Brian Snitker? He released them, but brought him back as a coach. And now he's a manager and doing some great things. So not just that. I'm going to tell you about when Hank Aaron owned the BMW dealership. I love cars, and I wanted to own my own dealership. I went down to talk to Hank, and he said, it's not a good time to get into this dealership business. So I didn't, because you know what? He taught me a lot about business off the field, and that's what I love about Hank, and that's why I'm so proud of the Braves for having this weekend every year.
They do such a great job here with the Braves, obviously, but I'll be the bad guy. I'll talk about the game yesterday. Okay,
Somebody got to.
Obviously fell behind early, wasn't able to get anything really going offensively. Strider, I'm a positive guy, right? So let's talk about the positive. Strider, unbelievable last night. 4 innings, 37 punch-outs, I think it was, so something incredible. He was unreal. Acuna got his first home run last night on 1 foot. That proves that he's even more of a specimen than we thought he was. So there was some positives, but we need to get on not a 10-game winning streak, but I just want to see some consistent baseball being played and maybe a 3 or 4 game winning streak.
But we can put all of that behind us, right? Thankfully, we got another matchup today, and it's a good one because of the pitching matchup in particular. Max Fried, Corbin Burnes. This is your Comcast Business pitching matchup in the numbers. Now, Burnes is the reigning NL Cy Young winner and was the man that held the Braves to just 1 run in that series opening loss of the NLDS last year. Semicolon, however, when it comes to right now, Fried's won 3 straight starts, and he has given up just 1 walk this season.
He has been unbelievable. He had a bit of a rough start early on, obviously, but from the standpoint of an ace, we talk about that and we throw that around a little bit, but we talk about Corbin Burnes being a reigning Cy Young winner. We're talking about Max Fried, who's going to be in the Cy Young discussion every single year now. He's turned into a guy that isn't scared of any situation. You saw him in the World Series. You saw how he could bounce back from someone stepping on his ankle in one of those big games. He goes into some sort of mode when he gets into the game, and it's something that not a lot of guys can go to, but 2 guys today that are throwing, they can find that zone in a hurry.
You know, for me, Maximus, the first couple of games, I'm going to give him that. With the short and spring training, did not look like himself. But after that, guys, that demeanor from last year, I saw it once again. And I always call him Maximus when he steps up and gets it done. He's back to Maximus, and we need him big today.
Let's take a look at Maximus, as BJ so called him, at Toyota Inside Look, if you will. It'll be his 6th start of the year for us, 4th in his career against the Brew Crew. In his last 3, over 19 total innings. Dude's got just a 1.42 ERA and a strikeout-walk ratio of 18-0. Wow. That fraction is impossible to solve mathematically, but Peter, it's been fantastic to watch.
It's been so fun to watch him go about his business and the way that he's done it and the adjustments that he's been able to make on the fly. When Max came up, we heard a lot about the big fastball, the big curveball. Those 2 pitches were the main focus, but he's developed himself into somebody that's able to become a 5-pitch pitcher. He's a slider guy now. He mixes in the sinker when he has to. He throws that changeup when he needs to. He's got legitimately 5 pitches that he can attack you with. So when guys are trying to write up a lineup, when you're the opposing manager, there's no weak spots. There's no way you can go, okay, I'll throw 3 righties back to back and we can really get to Max. Max has got all the weapons to get through anything he needs to.
You know, and that was the fun part about watching him in L.A. I was a little nervous because he went back home, had been struggling in the past, but he gained a lot of control in that game with those 5 pitches. And I didn't know he had that many pitches. And he was hitting his spots with every pitch. If he can do that the rest of the season, oh, my goodness, a Cy Young is in his future.
It's not no doubt about that. The brother is on one and has been rolling lately. But the Cy Young of the future may have to wait for the Cy Young as of right now. That is one and only Corbin Burnes for the Milwaukee Brewers. Look, like Max Fried, he's shown quite a bit of growth over the last 2 seasons, Pete.
Yes, so when he first came out to the league, 2018, I think at 19 when he came into the league, and he had an 8.84 ERA, and not just in a couple of innings. He threw 50 innings that year. He was mainly a sinker-slider guy. He went back, analytics kicked in, and he went back and read what he was doing and what he needed to do to be successful. Completely changed his pitch repertoire, went to a cutter, curveball, which is a strange combination in itself, but it's turned out to be one of the best pitches in the game, followed with that curveball. He then gets more swings and misses with his other pitch, 3rd, 4th, and 5th pitches. We're talking about a changeup and a sinker that he can throw at 96, 97, and a slider that he gets whiffs at 58% at. So it's almost like Corbin Burnes is toying with the rest of the league and only using these 2 legitimate pitches, and then when he needs to, he can go to the well where there's 3 other plus pitches. It's incredible to watch.
Okay, so BJ, if you're stepping up to the dish, how are you approaching a guy like Corbin?
Well, let me tell you guys, you know, after looking at Corbin and that cutter that you're talking about, it kind of reminds me of Mariano Rivera. This guy had the best cutter in the game, and I don't care how you went up there and approached him, you were getting out. I mean, I was swinging from the hip, but that cutter would just break in at the last second, break my bat, strike out. He was incredible, and I see Burnes having that same way. But let me tell you, Randy Johnson, one of the best lefties that ever pitched, all I did was look for a slider off Randy Johnson, and I hit 333 in my career off of him. And I went yah-yah one time, guys, one time to end of my career. So when I'm saying against Corbin today, you got to pick a pitch and wait on it, because you can't swing at bad pitches, get the count in your favor, and then you take your chances on a curveball or that cutter, because we got good enough hitters that can swing that bat on the inside pitch and take it a long way. So hopefully they'll do that.
That's a really good point. Mariano used to be able to locate that cutter. That's what made him so good. He didn't know whether he was going to come in all right. He had the massive movement, but he also could dot it to the outside or inside corner, so you didn't know where you had to go. Talk about picking one pitch. He only had one pitch, and he still dominated, so it's unbelievable.
Slight plays by BJ again, just throwing out the 333 against Randy Johnson.
Yeah,
I will give him credit.
You know.
I'm not mad at him. Look, we will continue here on Braves Live, and we will get back to celebrating Hank Aaron. We will cover the serendipitous Braves run to a world championship, and Kelly Kroll joins with a chat with Ron Gant. We'll be back after this.
Summer's here.
It's a funny thing about baseball. You know, baseball has its ups and downs, but one thing about it is that it somehow has a way of gluing people, bringing people together.
As a little boy growing up in Mobile, Alabama, I dreamed of playing baseball. So I just thought that if I ever get in a position to help other children, regardless to whatever color they may be, and chase their dream, I was going to try to do everything that I possibly could.
Hank Aaron changed the game.
Hank Aaron changed our city.
Hank Aaron changed the world.
Hank Aaron changed the world and showed me that I can too.
There's the new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron.
Because of Hank, I will play every game as hard as I can.
Because of Hank, I will do my very best, no matter what.
Because of Hank, I will just keep swinging.
Because of Hank, I will rise above.
I will rise above.
The first man ever to put 3,000 hits and 500 home runs together.
Because of Hank, I know my life matters.
Because of Hank, I know I am strong.
Because of Hank, I know I am powerful.
Because of Hank, I know I am limitless.
You had to do it in order to make things easier for somebody coming behind you, and that was the most humbling situation, with the fact that you knew that whatever you did, that tomorrow things were going to be better.
Because of Hank, I can be a Hall of Famer.
Because of Hank, I can hit 800 home runs.
Because of Hank, I can chase my dreams.
Because of Hank, I can change the world.
What a marvelous moment for baseball. What a marvelous moment for Atlanta. What a marvelous moment for the country and the world.
I felt like my playing in Atlanta had healed some wounds, and I felt like I had done my part.
Thank you, Mr. Aaron.
Thank you, Hank.
Thank you, Hank.
Thank you, Mr. Aaron.
And it is because of Hank that we are in full-fledged celebration mode this weekend. His spirit living on throughout this season and beyond, knowing he had more than a little something to do with that elusive World Series that we captured last season. Taking time to understand all the subtle nods to the home run king really will remind you of just how special that championship was. And your Atlanta Braves helped us do so.
It was crazy numbers, how everything was just connected.
Yeah, I didn't notice that until after. I was 44 before All-Star break, 44 after All-Star break. Went on the 44th week. Houston Astros is Hank Aaron. The Brewers and the Braves were two of the teams he played for. So it's pretty crazy. That's how it worked out.
There's some stories that you really can't come up with. No one could have ever thought of anything like that, and here we are. It's like 44 before the break, 44 after the break. Just the significance of that number for this franchise and really all of baseball, and it was like almost like a team of destiny.
It's really special. It's so cool that it happened. I wish he could have been here to celebrate it with us, the club, the city.
It was our year. It was our year for those things to happen, and you can't explain how the season started for us and how it ended. It was just destined to happen.
And rightfully so, the Braves gave all the love right back to Hank and his legacy in the rings that they rocked in celebration of it. A combined 44 emerald-cut diamonds in the left and right sides of the ring. That's just a fraction of the hardware on this mug. You got 4 rubies around it, one of which is the 1957 ruby for the World Series that Hank Aaron won with this team. Obviously, the 755 diamonds representing every one of the big flies that he hit. Then, of course, you see the 44 displayed on the inside of the ring in the outfield, the final nod, and it all combining for something fit for a home run king. And as we continue to talk his legacy, we understand that it's beyond just the insane numbers that he put up from a baseball standpoint. We talked about his legacy as an executive with the Braves that extended to growing the game for black folks. Ron Gant was a direct representation of that, and he sat with Kelly Kroll early.
Well, guys, I am pleased to be joined by former Braves outfielder Ron Gant, who's getting to kick off this very special weekend here at Truist Park, Hank Aaron weekend, throwing out the first pitch. Just what does this mean to you to be part of the celebration?
Well, Kelly, this is one of the biggest honors of my life. When I was drafted in 1983, Hank Aaron was one of the minor league directors. And the Braves drafted me. I decided to go ahead and go pro. And knowing that I was going to be able to someday meet Hank Aaron was just a dream come true for me. So when I was able to meet him and be around him, pick his brain about baseball and try to emulate my game after him was one of the biggest honors of my life as well.
If I'm not mistaken, it was at 19, right, that you met your idol. What was that experience like, and just the influence that he did then have on your career?
Well, when I first saw him walk out, I froze. I couldn't. We were actually working out, and I had to stop, taking ground balls and hitting because I couldn't believe Hank was standing there. So it was one of those things where you meet the person that you never thought you would meet and that was your idol. It was like those moments where I was just speechless, and to be able to be around him all the time was, it's not a whole lot of people can say that, but he was a huge influence on my life.
What is the piece of advice you took away from him that meant the most to you, whether on the baseball field or off of it, for that matter, as a human?
Well, on the baseball field, he was one of the best. And the reason why he was one of the best, and I think maybe the best, is because the way he handled himself off the field, all the things that he had to go through and endure and still come out and with a smile on his face and put up the numbers that he put up. There's no baseball player that probably could have done that going through those circumstances than Hank Aaron.
Kel, Ron, appreciate that thoroughly. We'll have more on this Braves-Brewers matchup on the other side. Big-time aces squaring off, but can the Braves offense get back to what they were doing last season? We got the answer to that and more next, right here on Braves Live. Braves Live is brought to you by your local Ford dealer. by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. And by Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. Braves Brewers game 2 coming up in just a bit, looking to prevent Milwaukee from winning just their second series in this ballpark. After last night's 6-3 loss, we had plenty of discussion surrounding getting the offense going because we had it cracking last year, as we all certainly remember. As you see in the numbers, we're still tops in the NL in extra base hits, and we aren't below third in a host of other categories. The long and short of it is that the ball's getting hit hard, but as you can see in the expected slugging percentage, there's certainly a disparity in what's actually coming to fruition, and that brings us to the Delta Ask the Analyst question for today. And BJ, I'm going to start with you because I want to know what goes into the mindset when things may not necessarily be panning out the way that you would hope and expect to at the plate.
Well, you know what, for me, it was all about mindset. It was all about going up there with approach that's going to be successful. And I only can speak on when I played. I started out my career with that analytical swing. You know, it was all about power for me. I would lift that leg up and try to go yah-yah every pitch. But I found myself striking out a lot, moving my head too much and losing sight of the ball. So I had to make a quick adjustment if I was going to stay in the big leagues, which I spread out. I didn't lift the leg as high, and I started hitting line drives all over the field, utilizing all my talents, my speed, getting on bases, stealing bases, getting in scoring position. And that's something that we're lacking right now. I think the balls are not going as far. So guys are going to have to figure out the only way we're going to win. We're not winning right now hitting home runs, being first in home runs. Let's figure out how we can keep the line moving, how we can put the ball in play. With the stat you didn't throw out is we're first in strikeouts. So we have to figure something out, make some changes, and get guys on base and make things happen, guys.
This game is so much about consistency and routine and trusting the process, and it comes to the question when you're struggling for a period of time, when do you make the big changes? And it's the question's always, do you stick with what got you here, or do you try and make those changes? And it's when you start to feel uncomfortable. For me as a pitcher, it was when I knew that my release point was off and it was just no comfort level out there. It's okay when the ball's coming out okay, or you're making great contact as a hitter, you feel like you can get through that. When you start swinging and missing on topping balls or missing the zone so much, that's when you try to make those changes. I'm not saying we're there yet with this group at all, but it's just, that's the question that goes through a big leaguer's head, is that, okay, well, this is what I've done to be successful to this point. Do I go and just throw that out the window because I have to make an adjustment?
So when we talk about these adjustments, though, is this something that changes overnight, or is this something that you have to re-rack in the offseason and figure out?
You know what? It changes overnight. I mean, you got to make change. You got to figure out, okay, tomorrow I'm going to come in. I'm not going to lift my leg. I'm going to stay down, and I'm going to see if I can drive the ball flat. It's not easy, guys. I'm not saying it's easy. But if something's not working, you got to try something else, and that's what I'm not seeing right now. Guys trying something else. So we're seeing the same old thing, same old results, and that's not going to get it done.
And understand it, Peter, there's like the dynamic of offense being down for the league in its entirety.
Yeah.
And so is that a function of more what's going on within maybe the decisions being made to sort of get the ball in play more? Is that just a matter of having to just figure out this adjustment and go from there?
There is so many ways that I would like to go on this, but the simple way to explain it is whatever MLB decides to do, we can't change that. So we're not going to be able to convince them to do it any differently. They've made their decision, and you have to adjust. Just like you say, you're going to have to adjust on the fly and make something work, because what we're doing right now, it's a little bit of an approach thing. It's just not working, and it's going to have to change if we're going to be successful.
Yeah, you understand what the circumstances are, and just as any other league has done professionally, it's going to adjust, whether it be from the top or all the way down to the bottom. You have to be able to adjust with it. We're going to continue here on Braves Live on the other side, right here on Bally Sports, continuing the celebration of Hank Aaron weekend, his life and legacy, and all that has been a lasting impact from this legend. We'll continue on the other side here with Braves Live. This is Braves Live, presented by your local Toyota dealer. We're continuing the celebration and education of the life and legacy of Hank Aaron here at Truist Park, taking you right up to first pitch between the Brewers and the Braves. We spoke a little bit about the years that followed Hank Aaron's playing career, not only with his impact in the front office, but also in the business world. BJ mentioned the BMW dealership that he stopped by to get a little advice from. But Hank Aaron's goal was to impact the community at large. He certainly did so. It was profound and lasting in its impact. And for one small business owner, it was life-changing. Here's his story.
The first thing I thought when I met Mr. Aaron was that he was so soft-spoken and gentle, and I got a sense of caring, like he truly cared about me. He had always been one of my heroes, and still is to this day. Mr. Aaron always put different types of businesses in areas that people commonly wouldn't have a business there. That was something that was very important to him, wanting to create jobs and opportunities in the community.
He set the standard for black folks to go out and do things. Starting a business is one of the best things you can do for your community. I think that just everything when it comes to black progression, and especially in the business world.
He, gave me the insight to look at what communities we were going to serve, because in my mind, I wanted to emulate the things that he was doing, but on a smaller level. We started a advertising specialty merchandising company back in 1998. I've been working with Nike for 7 years, and I left Nike and decided to strike out on my own.
Darryl was an aggressive person early on in his business life. He just wanted to go get it. I think after meeting Mr. Aaron and being around him, the calming factor, you can't measure it.
He influenced my style of management. He influenced my ways of interacting with clients. I've had to learn how to taper my personality because I believe that I should listen more than I talk. And Mr. Aaron gave me that insight to be more cognizant of what my clients are saying and truly listen to what's important to them. He suggested that I register for a seminar that the Atlanta Braves, they were giving opportunities for African-American certified companies to come and display their business. After we were able to show our capabilities and what we could do, we got our first order with the Atlanta Braves. It's been 20 plus years now of that relationship. When they won the World Series, we get a call and say, Darryl, we'd like to have some placards for the parade. I know it's Wednesday, but can you make it happen? That was, exciting. We have the opportunity to do a commemorative plaque that they're going to dedicate to the Browns Mill Recreational Center. And we're also creating a Hank Aaron commemorative shirt for staff and possibly some giveaways. We get the opportunity to represent a hero as well as a first-class organization like the Braves. It's really surreal, and it's like a dream.
Buckner goes back to the fence. It is gone.
Mr. Aaron inspires me because despite all the challenges that he went up against, the death threats, the racist letters, being able to achieve against all those circumstances, how can you not be inspired by a man like that?
A black man is getting a standing ovation in the Deep South for breaking a record of an all-time baseball idol.
It's just a wonderful example to follow. It just shows you that you can do whatever you want to do. You're not going to get it the first swing. You're probably not going to get it the second swing, but you got to stay in the game. When you look around a business, that's what happens. It's the longevity of it, which is what happened to us.
I have to go out of my way to set an example, to be able to work within the community in which I work and live and do some good, because I believe that's what Mr. Aaron would have done. I, realize how fortunate we've been to have Mr. Aaron give us that opportunity. The time that Mr. Aaron spent with us, it just gave us encouragement. I'm very humbled and appreciative of the way that he has affected my life. And I never forget Mr. Aaron. Never.
Fellas, it continues to be just awe-inspiring to see just the wealth of impact that Hank Aaron had, not only in all of the athletic accomplishments and even his role within the Braves organization, but the continued effort to help lift up the marginalized communities.
Yeah, I think we get caught up with the numbers and what he did on the field so much, and because you can read those, you can see those, you can feel them, they're there, they're readable, but the impact that he had on this community and this team and this city and this state and this country, it's just unbelievable to see.
And you really didn't know about it because he was so humble. He didn't care about the accolades, being on camera when he's, talking to kids. He was a very humble man, and that's what I loved about him. And we continue to talk about how he continues to allow people to dream, allow kids to dream. And that's what motivates me every single day to do what I do in the community because of Hank Aaron. He's a great example, a great ambassador for the Braves, and just a great man. And to see this story right there, giving everybody an opportunity, small businesses, to me, that means more than anything.
Recognizing just how short the many institutions have fallen in helping those marginalized community, him making it a deliberate effort to pick up the slack and even further the efforts for those communities. It's awe-inspiring. Again, thankful to be here celebrating the life and legacy of Hank Aaron as we continue here on Braves Live. We will get your mind right for this Game 2 matchup between the Braves and Brewers. Honoring Hank Aaron all along the way. We'll continue here on the other side on Braves Live. Braves Live is brought to you by your local Ford. Braves Live is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. And by Texas Speed. Sauce like you mean it. Trevor Scales, Peter Moreland, and Brian Jordan here with you. We are just a few minutes away from Game 2 of 3 against the Brew Crew here at Truist Park. Let's get right into the lineup, beginning with the visiting team. Urias moves up to the top spot in their order. Andrew McCutchen moves out, but Christian Yelich remains there at 3, and in his last 8 games, Peter, the brother has 9 RBI. He is rolling.
I watched the game before he showed up to Atlanta, and he was in good form. He had got a couple of knocks, including a home run, as you see right here. 99 down and in. That's not a good place to pitch him, but when he's healthy, he's stealing bases, he's hitting home runs. He was a former MVP, BJ. He's going to be doing things the right way. But comments last night, interesting last night, because we talked about a little bit before. Colton Wong talked about the balance of this lineup and the fact that he sees his job as getting on base for those big guys to drive them in. Now, it's a completely different structured roster, and it's a completely different structured lineup. We've got Ronald Acuna Jr., Matt Olson, we've got Thump from the top to the bottom. So there are ways to score runs without just hitting home runs, and the Brewers are proving how to do that.
Yeah, so we could take a chance to kind of mirror that as we look at the Braves lineup for this evening. Ronald Acuna Jr. back in there in right field at the top of the order. Hit his first knock of the season, and the first one since July of last year, BJ. He looked dang good.
And you know what? He went Oppo Taco, so that tells me a lot, man. He's starting to get in the form. Only 24 at bat, so I don't expect him to be right on point, but he's going to get there. How about that falling down 450 feet? That just shows the talent he has. 111 miles per hour off the bat. Man, that guy is powerful.
But not to mention Dansby Swanson on a roll of his own.
Getting close to that 100 at bats. He is starting to heat up. Last 10 games, 344 averages, 6 RBIs, but going Oppo Taco yesterday, man, that's when he's at his best. Driving the ball to right center field. If he can continue to do that, allow the ball to get deep, trust his hands, and stay with that pitch, he's going to be back, guys, and they need him in a big way.
We do. We need some consistency at the bottom and the top. He brings that when he's going good. He's real good.
In effect, he is going to continue to thrive. And, hey, how about King Aaron coming out and throwing the first pitch? Well, got any assessments on that one,
fellas? Better than Ron.
I knew you were going to go there. We'll be back after this.
doing great.
Keeping what they want, your 4 keys to the game, beginning with you, Peter.
With me, we have to make Corbin Burns throw the ball in the strike zone. He's so good at making guys swing and miss out of the strike zone. He's good at everything, but he's really good at that.
Maximus has to control the narrative, put the team on his back, and shut these Brewers hitters down.
It ain't easy, but it is simple. That is the message that we're giving you today. Chip Garrett, Jeff Fredcourt, Kellen Crawl on the other side of this here call. Braves trying to prevent the Brewers from winning their just second series since this stadium opened. Enjoy some Braves baseball, folks. I know we will.
Summer's here, and with an exciting new Toyota.
Southeast, the heart of the fan.
You know, it's a funny thing about baseball. You know, baseball has its ups and downs, but one thing about it is that it somehow has a way of gluing people, of bringing people together.
As a little boy growing up in Mobile, Alabama, I dreamed of playing baseball. So I just thought that if I ever get in a position to help other children, regardless to whatever color they may be, and chase their dream, I was going to try to do everything that I possibly could.
Hank Aaron changed the game.
Hank Aaron changed our city.
Hank Aaron changed the world.
Hank Aaron changed the world and showed me that I can too.
Home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron.
Because of Hank, I will play every game as hard as I can.
Because of Hank, I will do my very best, no matter what.
Because of Hank, I will just keep swinging.
Because of Hank, I will rise above.
I will rise above.
The first man ever to put 3,000 hits and 500 home runs together.
Because of Hank, I know my life matters.
Because of Hank, I know I am strong.
Because of Hank, I know I am powerful.
Because of Hank, I know I am limitless.
You had to do it in order to make things easier for somebody coming behind you, you know, and that's what's the most humbling situation, with the fact that you knew that whatever you did, that tomorrow things were going to be better.
Because of Hank, I can be a Hall of Famer.
Because of Hank, I can hit 800 home runs.
Because of Hank, I can chase my dreams.
Because of Hank, I can change the world.
What a marvelous moment for baseball. What a marvelous moment for Atlanta. What a marvelous moment for the country and the world.
I felt like my playing in Atlanta, it healed some wounds, and I felt like I had done my part.
Thank you, Mr. Aaron.
Thank you, Hank.
Thank you, Hank.
Thank you, Mr. Aaron.
Hank Aaron Week continues on another beautiful night for baseball in Atlanta, where Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. Yes, indeed, Henry Aaron would certainly be proud of what the Braves accomplished last year, and perhaps tonight's the night that the Braves make another straight A as they take on the Milwaukee Brewers in Game 2 of our 3-game series. Another packed house on hand, hoping to see Ronald, Dansby, and Max Fried even up this series at a game apiece. Hi again, friends. Chip and Jeff, great to be with you. Kelly Crawl along in just a few moments. Partner, can't think of a better pitching matchup than the one we have for the middle game of the series. Max Fried for the Braves and Corbin Burns, a Cy Young winner for Milwaukee.
Yeah, the term ace gets thrown out too lightly these days, I feel like. But this is truly two guys tonight who are at the top of their craft. And Max Fried, first couple games, a little shaky getting back in, but you see his last 3 starts has been outstanding. And for the season, 1 walk in 30 innings pitched. He's been throwing that cutter into righties, opening up the outside part of the plate. And, of course, his fastball, he's got such pinpoint control on that. Should be a great night for him. On the other side, the Braves bats, they're going to have to be ready to go tonight because they're facing last year's Cy Young winner in Corbin Burns. 1-1 this year, you see that. And what he does so well is he attacks you from so many different ways. He's got the fastball, the cutter, and he's such a big presence out there on the mound. Should be a great one tonight. Runs are going to be hard to come by. A big hit could determine this game.
Well, the Braves have had a lot of good luck against Corbin Burns in regular season play. We'll see if that trend continues on a perfect night for baseball in Atlanta. We are pleased to be with you for Hank Aaron weekend here at Truist Park. It's the Braves, it's the Brewers. We'll get to lineup's first pitch and a whole lot of fun next here on Valley Sports. Struck him out, and he blew a fastball right on by, and Betts chased it. That ball danced and darted away from the right-hander's bat. Swing and a miss. It was tipped and caught. He struck him out. Max Fried will finish with a flourish tonight.
I'm always excited when Max pitches. So you expect to win when Max goes out.
And I think everybody in Braves country partner feels that way tonight. Max Fried comes into this game against the Brewers riding a 3-game winning streak with a 142 earned run average.
And the most important thing to me, 1 walk this year. It's been incredible.
And he will face a red-hot Milwaukee lineup presented by Craig Counsell. Luis Urias is atop their Toyota starting lineup. Colton Wong with a left-hander on the mound bats 9th. Got to worry about Rowdy Tellez and Christian Yelich. They are smoking hot, as is this Brewer club, which has won 9 of their last 10 games overall. So here we go. It's game 2 in Atlanta. Big crowd on hand. Fried versus Burns. And the Atlanta left-hander gets things started inside. Ball 1.
First pitch at 7:21. Game time temperature is 64 degrees.
Cooler night tonight, 64 degrees.
It's been cooler, windy all day today.
Not much wind to speak of at the moment here at the ballpark. As Max goes to work, and this is just a bit low. 2 balls, no strikes. Last time out, Max beat the Mets. 4 hits, 2 runs, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, no walks. Got that series in New York off to a great start for Atlanta. And one thing we've seen, Jeff, from Max, as you said, impeccable control, and when they make contact, generally it has been very soft.
Well, it's hard enough to score against a guy that has the stuff that Max has, but when you're only allowing 1 walk like that on the year, you're not getting any free passes. It's tough to get 2-3 hits in a row off Max.
2 balls and a strike for Urias. And the pitch. Got the inside corner. It's 2-2. Fried's 27-1 strikeout to walk ratio is 2nd in Major League Baseball. Kevin Gausman, the former Brave, 44 strikeouts, no walks.
No walks yet, yeah.
That's incredible. As Fried's got it even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wind picks up a bit, blows toward the Brewer dugout. And did he go? Yeah, he did. He doesn't even wait for the appeal. Down on strikes is Urias, and Fried off to a good start.
And you see Travis d'Arnaud turn around asking Manny behind the plate, come on, man, he went. Look at that. Just went the whole way around.
He knew it. So Max off to a good swing and a miss start. Here's Willy Adames. Adames had a hit last night. He is 2nd in the league in homers, 4th in RBIs. Talented kid. He is just unrelentingly burying the ball on the inside corner to right-hand hitters.
And like I said, if you do square it up, sometimes it's tough to keep it fair.
0-1 pitch.
You go back, sorry, Chip, you go back and look at all the years that Clayton Kershaw won those Cy Youngs and everything. He dominated the inside part of the plate on righties. And the hitter knew it.
And still,
yeah, couldn't do anything about it.
Couldn't beat him. 1-1 pitch floats high. Manny Gonzalez has the plate this evening. 2 balls and a strike for Adames. Christian Yelich will follow in the top of the 1st inning, just underway in Atlanta. In the air towards center. That's going to tail back toward Adam Duvall. He'll put that away. And 2 up, 2 down for Max Fried. Important game, as they all are, Jeff. The Braves want to even this series with Milwaukee. To do that, what are the 4 keys?
Well, in honor of the Derby today, you got 2 horses on the mound, 2 thoroughbreds going tonight. And following into that, the second one, in a matchup like this, it could be a big hit somewhere along the way. Someone for the Braves has to deliver that tonight to get Max Fried to win.
Christian Yelich, 2 for 5 with an RBI last night. 3 homers, 9 RBIs in his last 8 games. Yeah, when you see an offense as hot as Milwaukee's is, it's a real test and a real litmus test, if you will, for your starter. And as good as Max Fried is right now, he is very much up to the challenge of slowing these guys down. And he's got everything working in the early going. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yelich right on top of the plate. Didn't get that sweeper. So 2 curveballs and a slider has Max a strike away from a 1-2-3 first.
Drizzling a little bit?
Ever so slightly.
Yeah.
And the 1-2 pitch with the bases empty is fouled back. Look, we're going to stay positive, Jeff. It's not drizzle. It's liquid sunshine.
Yeah, right.
Here at Truist Park.
Something to cool it off. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy looking at that.
Well, you are, but that's
that's beside the point.
Right. As Yelich digs back in, Max ready with his 14th pitch in this opening inning. And here she comes. Fouled back to the netting. We'll do it again. Max all time against the Brewers. 3 starts for Brian Snitker's Braves. 2-1 record. And as we've talked about, with that impeccable control, he has a 27 consecutive inning streak without issuing a base on balls this year. So he has not hurt himself. And that one hit on the ground to third. Riley with a backhand. Good play. Goodbye, Milwaukee. 3 up, 3 down. Max Fried with 15 pitches. Looks sharp. Now the Cy Young winner, Corbin Burns, faces the Braves next. Acuna Jr. hit his first homer of the year here last night. It was a 450-foot missile. Hopefully he can stay upright if he does it again tonight. And they'll have their hands full, Jeff, as you said. Corbin Burns, the reigning Cy Young winner, on the mound for Milwaukee.
Yeah, big, tall righty. He's going to come at you with that fastball. Likes to throw downhill with that cutter. You see 10+ Ks in 3 straight starts. See his whip's at .73. So a guy just like Max Fried on the other side, if he makes a mistake, you got to make him pay.
No Brewer starter has ever had 4 consecutive starts in double-digit strikeouts. So the time for that impressive run to end is right here in Atlanta tonight. Ronald Acuna Jr. will lead off. 1 homer, 3 RBIs as Burns goes to work for the first time and misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes. What does Burns feature? What's his arsenal?
Well, he's got that fastball about. That's the thing. He throws that cutter majority of the time for his fastball, and then he can go off a slider and curveball.
Smoke toward right. That's tailing away from Yelich. That's not going to get out of the park. It's going to ricochet high off the wall. And back to first as Acuna, as the throw wildly heads back to third. Renfroe with a great play off the wall. Held Acuna to a long single, but that ball got out of the infield in a big hurry.
Yeah.
Yikes. Leadoff single. And he hit that so hard he came out of his shoes. What's going on with the footwear with Ronald?
See, that's kind of what you want. He was trying to go away, and it crept back over the plate. And honestly, a bad break. The ball shot right back to Renfroe. See Burns run to try to cut it off.
So it's Renfroe in right as Olsen digs in with Ronald at first. Acuna 2 out of 2 in stolen bases. Let's see if the Braves try to jumpstart this offense early going. And as we like to say with an opposing pitcher, there goes the no-hitter.
Yeah.
Leadoff single for Ronald, his second hit of the series. Ronald has passed all the tests to this point with flying colors as far as back-to-back games, day game after night game, all that stuff.
I'm glad he's back in there tonight. I think it's good. You know, when he's playing the outfield like that, it only makes our team better.
He's got a good lead. Not going. And that's outside. So last night Acuna falls down after hitting a home run. And as he rounds first, he's got some faulty footwear. Whoop.
You don't see that too much.
No. And I think Burns understood your forward keys tonight too. He knows the importance of an early run in this game.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, the Braves have been this guy's kryptonite. They have worn him out in regular season play. Ronald leaning. Burns pauses, now brings it. Swing and a miss, even count. Coming into tonight's play in regular season play only, the Atlanta offense has scored 14 earned runs in 16 innings against Corbin Burns. Think about that.
Wow.
So let's see if
it's tough.
It continues. Big hole left side for Olsen if he can go toward third. Ronald's running, great jump, swing, ground ball hit right to the shift, and the long throw to first is in time, and a mad scramble by the Brewers to get to third base in case Ronald tried to advance, and putting the runner in motion kept the Braves out of a double play.
It did, and I'd like to see that with Ronald. A couple of these guys, you get a chance to make them run. He's in the perfect position. Look at that, he almost got him on a short hop.
And I applaud Matt Olson. He tried to do the right thing. He tried to take advantage of that open left side.
Yep.
But an atom ball.
But here you give yourself 2 opportunities here with Riley and Ozuna to get a run. Like I said, in a game like this tonight, 1 run early. It's a huge difference.
Austin's done great work in his home ballpark. A first inning hit would score Acuna, you presume. That pushed him off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Austin had a tough night last night, went 0 for 3. But enters play tonight. Tied for third in the league in homers with 7, 14 RBIs. Ball 2. Be nice to play in front. The Braves score first. They're 10-1. And they've got an excellent chance here in the opening inning. Runner at second, 1 out for Riley and Ozuna. And Austin way ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Would it be something if a man that seldom walks anyone would walk Austin Riley?
Yeah.
Remember last year, Burns had 58 straight strikeouts to start the year before he issued his first walk. I'm told this year he walked the first batter he faced, so that streak was taken care of right away. 3-0. So all bets off now for Riley. 3 balls and a strike to count.
That's the hard thing. You see 96 cutter. So, you know, you see closers do that sometimes. The fact that a starting pitcher can literally sit there all game. And he's a big guy out there, too.
Fouled straight back. Well, you think of power pitchers. I mean, Tom Seaver was an ultimate drop and drive guy.
Yep.
Burns isn't that, but he has the prototypical body type for a power pitcher. Big lower half, strong legs, and he really pushes off that rubber. So he's battled back to a 3-2 count. And here it is. On the ground, Acuna won't advance. Adames at short takes care of Riley, who was ahead in the count 3-0, but grounds out. It's up to Ozuna here in the Atlanta first.
And that's how tough he is. You see that? You're 3-0. Cutter, cutter, cutter in the exact same spot. Continues to put it on, and no chance. So tough.
So Ozuna will try to provide a 2-out hit for the Braves. He was 0 for 3 last night. Marcell is the Braves' designated hitter. A single and 2 groundouts now for Marcell here in the Braves first. Check swing, roller to third, and the peg to first is off target. And did Tellez hold the bag? He did, and that will retire the side. Leadoff single goes to waste. Acuna left stranded at second. We head to the second. No score here in Atlanta. You have to flash back to the postseason last year when Max Fried was absolutely dominant in Game 2. 6 innings of 3 hit ball, no walks, 9 strikeouts, and we're hoping for a carbon copy kind of performance for the Atlanta left-hander in tonight's game. And he is our Coors Light beating the pressure feature. This is what Max has done against Milwaukee in his major league career.
And you talk about that NLDS big win in Game 2. He's got great numbers against NL Central. 12 and 4 at .296.
So he'll start the second inning with Renfroe, Tyrone Taylor, and Rowdy Tellez. Braves have the game's first hit. Max Fried got him 1-2-3 with a strikeout in the first. And Hunter Renfroe ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Max has some work to do to avoid his second walk of the 2022 campaign. 3 balls, no strikes.
I just saw Burns come back on 3-0. See if Max can do it.
Not this time. A leadoff walk, and Tyrone Taylor will be the hitter. So that's the Brewers' first base runner. Here's Taylor hitting .204 on the year, a homer, 5 RBIs. We're not going to see Andrew McCutchen the rest of this series. We were told before the game that Andrew McCutchen was placed on the COVID injured list by Milwaukee earlier today. So Tyrone Taylor gets the start. That walk snaps the 28 inning walkless streak by Max Fried. Let's see if he can get some soft contact in a double play ball. Foul away by Taylor, strike 1. Look, walks are going to happen in a big league game. You want to minimize them against a hot hitting club like the Brewers right now.
Yeah, man, for Max, the good news is with his pickoff move, usually you're able to keep a guy at first, and now he's a ground ball double play away from 2 outs.
Good breaking ball. It's 0-2. Quick peek at the runner at first, and the pitch. And him swinging late. Boy, he's got a good fastball tonight Fried's at 96 with the heat, and he's locating it well. 22 pitches, 13 strikes to start. One ball, 2 strikes. What a deal the Braves swung with San Diego back in 2014 to get Max Fried from the San Diego Padres.
I know, right?
Acquired with Jace Peterson, Dustin Peterson, and Malik Smith for Justin Upton and Aaron Northcraft.
And when we got him, didn't he was out a whole year
Tommy
with
John.
Tommy John, yeah.
Still coming back from that. As Taylor awaits the 1-2 pitch. And pops that over the Braves dugout foul. And when Atlanta got him, I mean, they brought him along very slowly. 20 starts at Rome in 16. Mississippi, 19 starts. He was 2-11 that year with Mississippi. Made 9 appearances with the Braves in 2017. Mississippi, Gwinnett, Atlanta in 2018. And then 2019, a big leaguer to stay. And a mainstay in the Braves rotation, a 17-game winner. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Perfect location. Second strikeout.
Well, and that's where Max can get you for right-handers. Look at this, Chip. Look at the location. Tailing away. You see how he's opening up? As a righty, you're trying to cheat sometimes to get on that inside pitch. And Max throws it just tailing away. You got no chance.
So Rowdy Tellez is the hitter. Talked about his remarkable run for the Brewers last night. A former 30th round pick.
He's made the most of his chances.
And out of play, foul. This man had an 8 RBI game the other day against the Cincinnati Reds. That's a good week for a lot of players.
More than a week. That's a couple weeks worth.
What was your high for a game that you remember?
7. That game, remember, we talked earlier this year with the Nats.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, that feels good.
Oh, I can imagine. Well, they've had a super week up in Milwaukee. 20 homers in a 6-game stretch up at American Family Field. Tellez in the middle of that. But now, with all due respect to the Pittsburgh Pirates and Cincinnati Reds, it's a step up in class for the Brewers. They're facing the world champs in game 2 of 3 here in Atlanta. Milwaukee won last night. A 4-run 6th told the tale in a 6-3 Milwaukee victory. Tonight, no score. The pitch stayed high. And ball 2. Tellez tied for the National League lead in RBIs with 24 of them. An 8 RBI game will do that, you know. And he knocked in 2 more here last night. Brave shift for him. Riley, the only defender on the third base side of second base. The pitch. Floater hung, and he yanks that foul. And into and out of the second deck.
You can tell he's seeing the ball right now, and I think it's a big reason he's in that lineup today too right now. Craig Counsell, usually a big matchup type guy. Tyrone Taylor in there today, but I think he knows how hot his guy is, and I'm not taking him out.
Well, he's going to cool off at some point. Maybe Fried's the guy that can douse his hot streak. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Short lead at first by Renfroe. The pitch. Did he go? Yeah, he did. He's rung up at the plate. Back-to-back strikeouts for Fried. And one thing we know about Max, you make him mad or he gets mad at himself, there's a whole nother gear that he can find.
Yeah, he definitely got him to go. Good slider. They didn't even need to check that one, man. He called it himself.
And that'll bring up Lorenzo Cain. He drove in a run on a ground out last night. Kane hit 9th in game 1. He's hitting 7th tonight. Runner goes, got a good jump. The pitch a strike, the throw to second, a strike, and they got him. Renfroe wants to challenge the call at second, but he was rung up by Ryan Willis on a perfect throw from Travis d'Arnaud. Let's see if the Brewers do challenge this bang-bang play at second base.
It was right on the money, I know that.
Oh, he looked back. And
yeah,
they got him on the chest.
Side.
So that's the way you erase a base on balls. 2 strikeouts and a caught stealing. And the Brewers are done in the 2nd inning here in Atlanta. Ozzie Albies will lead off, no score. Defensive work behind the plate. His calling, his catching, his throwing. He's picked it up a notch, throwing out would-be base stealers. He just nailed Hunter Renfroe to end Milwaukee's 2nd. And he's due up 2nd for the Braves in the 2nd inning. And Ozzie Albies, the 2nd baseman. I'm detecting a theme here.
Yeah, right.
Will lead things off in a scoreless game.
Yeah, great throw by Travis.
And we have an issue here. Victor Caratini. I think we're having a pitch con issue.
Yeah.
Yep. So we had to get the transmitting device attached to his shin guard. Again, it's amazing to me to see all the different ways that teams are.
And locations. Remember we saw the Mets put it under the chest guard. Although with Corbin Burns, it's like, look, but I'm going to throw a cutter.
That one is upstairs to Ozzie. 1 ball, no strikes. I think that's going to be fascinating to see come postseason time. You've got 40,000 people screaming their lungs out. Will the pitchers be able to hear if they use the electronic signals?
Got to turn it up. Then you hope the hitter hears.
Right.
Oh, fastball. Okay.
Oh, thanks for the help.
Yeah,
Would that be great?
Those buttons are so small. You wonder sometimes how do they not get
hit the wrong one?
Yeah.
1-1 pitch.
It's had to happen.
Well, you think about using your mobile device, right? If you don't have one of the giant screens, how many
that's what I'm
times
saying. How many
you mistype something? That'd be a problem. But as you said with Burns, it's 1 or 2 choices. This one skied to the left side, curling toward the stands. And in foul ground, plenty of room for Taylor. And Ozzie Albies pops out for out number 1 here in the 2nd inning. And here's Travis d'Arnaud. Travis at 288, a couple of homers, 12 RBIs. He's looking for his first hit in this series. I would imagine you guys relish facing a guy like Max Fried or a reigning Cy Young winner. Look, it's a challenge, right?
Look, you know, as a hitter, you have to have full concentration going into those ABs. And if you don't, you have no chance.
Does it help you or does it hurt you knowing that a guy like Fried and Burns are around the plate as much as they are?
I think for certain guys, for me it helped. I was somewhat of a free swinger, so like an Ozzie for that, for instance, you kind of feel like, okay, he's going to attack me. He's not trying to walk me or pitch around me. But I think all the guys. But again, that's what to me separates the Hall of Famers. Those guys go look like. And I know you Chipper a lot, but obviously fans know him and look at his numbers against the number 1s and number 2s. Still really good.
Yeah, Tony Gwynn against the Braves
exactly.
is a perfect example.
Barry Bonds against Smoltz. I think he's got 9 or 10 home runs off Smoltz. I mean, that's just the great ones can hit off that off the aces.
And so it must be incredibly rewarding when you have a good night against
100%
that top of the rotation guy. The pitch fouled straight back. It's 2-2. I talked with Manny Pena, who's on the injured list for the Braves, former Brewers catcher, and I said, tell me about Burns. What's his MO? He said, Very simple. Catcher sets up right in the middle of the plate, and he lets the ball move. He doesn't like to pitch inside much, and when he has trouble, that cutter leaks out over the middle of the plate and gets hit.
Well, and you'll see sometimes too that cutter he throws, Chip can run back in on the righty. So I think that's a natural thing for him, and it ends up working out well sometimes.
So let's see how Caratini, the former Brave farmhand, sets up with this 2-2 count to the best hitting catcher in the major leagues right now, Travis d'Arnaud, at 288. And he continues that. He tries to split the gap in right center. Look at that ball hydroplane. He's going to try for 2. Here comes the throw, and he's going to slide in safely with a 1-out double. 6 of those for Travis d'Arnaud, and the Braves have another scoring chance here in the second inning.
What a beautiful piece of hitting. We always talk about how good home runs feel. There's not much better feeling than this, facing a Cy Young guy, getting a pitch down in the zone and seeing it. Look, Lorenzo Cain did not think d'Arnaud squared this up as much. Watch his angle. He thinks he's going to cut it off, and that thing just takes off on him, and it allowed Travis to get a double.
So as you said, Ford Keys, big hit.
It's going to take that from someone. Saw Duvall deliver the big hit Wednesday afternoon in New York. See if he can do it here tonight.
So the Braves have their second runner at second base tonight. And Caratini, a nice stop. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, we know the Braves have had an in-and-out offensive start to the year. It seemingly happens to this team every April and the first couple of weeks in May.
I think that's why we said they just really, you know, I think sometimes, you know, the fans at home, same thing with us, we see it and we think, okay, we got to get going. But they're, like you said, they know where they're at right now, and they will tell you it's just a matter of time before it clicks and goes.
And we talk an awful lot about the metrics. It is, I think, an encouraging sign when you think about hard hit balls that are outs right now.
Yep.
It's not like they're dying with 70, 80 mile an hour exit velocities. They're hitting the ball hard, just not as much luck as they would like.
Yep.
So when that turns, obviously, you'll feel good. And you certainly felt good about d'Arnaud's 1-out double to right center. Swing and a high fly ball to left. Drifting back is Taylor, still going to the middle of the track. And he'll haul that in, and back to second is d'Arnaud. Duvall just missed, and that is out number 2. So Travis Demeritte will be the hitter. He's our Georgia Natural Gas impact player. Travis has had a couple of games off. He has made an impact, Jeff, in this Braves lineup.
A guy that got Brian Snitker's attention from spring training on this year came up here. He's got 2 home runs and 33 ABs this season. He only had 3 in 198 entering. He's reached base safely in all 5 home games. Done great work.
So a hit could score a run. The pitch is in for a strike. No balls and a strike. Braves are trying to make this man throw strikes.
So, like I said with Max Fried, same thing with Corbin Burns. The hard thing is to get 2 hits in a row. You get the big double, Acuna like that in the hit. Now it's doing it again.
I was talking about that with Brian Snitker before the game. He said, look, we're glad to be getting the home runs, but that's kind of how you have to play in postseason play, because it is hard to string hits together in playoff baseball. Over 162, you really need to keep that line marching forward.
You're going to take the 3-run homer whenever you can get it, but it's also a situation like this, the 2-out RBI single.
2-1 pitch. Chase that one. And it was not close. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Remember, I told you a story a couple years ago. Jerry Manuel, my old manager with the Mets, used to always say 2-out RBIs are gold. That's what gets you paid, because he said it's demoralizing for a pitcher. You think about it, you know, like for Corbin Burns right here, you got a double, then you got a deep fly ball, you get 2-2 here, and if you can find a way to score here, it's tough. He's one pitch from getting out of this.
Now the 2-2 from Burns. Breaking ball popped up, headed back toward us. Caratini never saw it and wouldn't have a play anyway. A fan from Augusta, Georgia made the play. And Demerit's still alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Who scores first tonight? Braves have both hits in the game. Acuna and d'Arnaud. Now Demerit. We'll see the 30th pitch from Corbin Burns. In the air to right, but right at Renfroe, and he's got it to retire the side. No runs, a hit, a man left. To the third we go, still scoreless.
Consecutive scoreless innings against the Brewers dating back to 2019, and he was recently asked about how he's been able to attack so effectively and efficiently recently, and he pointed to his delivery, saying it's in a really good spot, and also the relationship with Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate. I know what he's putting down is the right pitch, and guys, he's also showing off the arm tonight, the bat, a little bit of everything. But Chip, Jeff, I also liked what Fried said about his changeup, which I don't know that we've seen a ton of yet here tonight, but he goes after working on that the last couple of years. I'm more confident to throw it in any situation, and Travis is helping him find good spots to use that pitch in, I think, second and third time through lineup. So something to keep an eye on here tonight. Yeah,
Kelly, that's a great point. So often we see pitchers in the first 2 innings show an opposing offense everything in their arsenal that night. And when they need a third or fourth pitch, keep hitters off balance, they've already tipped their hand.
I remember Smoltz used to tell me I wanted to throw fastball the first time through the lineup all the time, almost strictly fastball. And the only way I wanted to throw my slider is if I was in trouble, something had to happen. He said, because I knew there'd be a moment that I need that pitch.
So Max looking good after his first 2 innings. Lorenzo Cain was in the box when Renfroe was thrown out trying to steal, so he gets a fresh set of strikes. Fried ahead of him with a 1-2 count. Lorenzo Cain's been a really good major league player for a long time.
World Series winner with Kansas City in 15.
1-2 pitch. There's that off speed. Big curveball. Cain couldn't resist, and Fried has struck out the last 3 Brewers hitters in a row.
Yeah, beautiful pitch. Got him thinking fastball and dropped the hammer on him.
We need to name that pitch for Max.
Right? But and you know, Kelly had said on the report, if you watch, there's no shaking. I mean, Max and Travis are in a great, you know, little rhythm.
Yeah, it's really refreshing when you see the pitcher and catcher not have to shake. You just nod yes and go.
Yep.
Great rhythm. It goes back to all the excellent scouting work and pregame prep that the battery goes through. Sal Fasano and his catchers, Rick Kranitz and his pitchers. They've got a good game plan working on a drizzly night. And a scoreless game in the 3rd inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's driven out of play for Victor Caratini. Caratini will always be in the record books. He caught Joe Musgrove's first and only no-hitter for the Padres last year. And after the Braves got Manny Pena, Milwaukee needed a catcher, so they went to San Diego and brought Victor. to work behind Omar Narvaez. And this one looped into left field. It's going to carry out. Tricky play. And Travis Demeritte handled that. Might have gotten lost in the lights of the ribbon board, but he stayed with it, and that's out number 2.
Now, the good thing he did is he got to the ball. He knew where the ball was going to be, so he was able to angle himself so the lights wouldn't be in the way, Chip, to make a great play. Watch this. See, he knows the spot that it's going to be, and now he kind of slowed down to make sure he could see the ball through the lights and makes a nice catch. That's how it's done.
So lefty now. Colton Wong is pushed off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Wong had a couple of hits and runs yesterday. He's closing in on a nice milestone. He's 6 games away now from 1,000 in the major leagues. And he tries to beat the shift, and he's going to. A soft single to left. Boy, that sums it up for Max Fried. That is the 8th hit he's given up with an exit velo of under 70 miles an hour. I mean, it's
him and Charlie
crazy.
Him and Charlie Morton, those two have done it a lot. Makes a good pitch. Yeah. Jams Wong, but even if Dansby gets this ball, he's not throwing him out.
So Urias at the top of the order is going to stand in. He struck out his first time. I think he and Manny Gonzalez still might be talking about the first strikeout of the game. Right now, only one person's talking, and that's the umpire. That's usually not a good sign.
Well, I don't know. I think he was more mad. There was a pitch that, remember the 2-1 pitch he didn't like on the inner half, because if you went and looked, he almost went the full way around. So surely he's not arguing that. You would hope not, at least. I was thinking that 2-1 pitch, a little end that he did not like. You know, and I don't know what was said. Sometimes an umpire will actually tell you, you know, go take a look at it and let me know what you think.
No balls and a strike here in the Brewers' third. 1 on, 2 outs. Fried and Burns living up to the billing. Both dealing tonight. And a pitch. On the ground, right to Dansby. Tricky hop off the lip of the grass, but no trouble. That takes care of the Brewers, and Dansby will lead off Atlanta's 3rd inning. No score at beautiful Truist Park. I love me a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. We got one tonight. Max Fried is through 3 with no score. Braves take aim at Corbin Burns, starting with Dansby Swanson, who's tonight's Bank of America Impressive Tools feature.
Well, since April 22nd, when he started to get hot, he leads the team in hits and runs. He's 5 for 7 career against Burns, regular and postseason combined.
Dansby's on a good run. And look for the Braves offense to get where it wants to go. This is the kind of production Snit needs in the 7, 8, 9 spots. Feed the top, which features Acuna, Olsen, and Austin Riley. Dansby touched off a homer here last night, right off the top of the bricks in right field. And didn't get that. It's 0-2.
Ball's moving about 6 inches at 95 miles per hour.
Not an easy task, but it's not supposed to be in the big leagues. As Dansby takes downstairs, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's the homer from last night when he uses this part of the field, Jack. He's about to go off.
Well, he got a 97 mile per hour sinker down. Look how he stays through it nice. And that's why the last 2 weeks we've really seen him take off. Look, he's going to pull the ball. I mean, he's a pull hitter, but he is very capable of going the other way with power. He's been doing it lately.
So that is indeed an impressive tool for Dansby Swanson, that line-to-line power. And 29 straight games without an error at shortstop. That's impressive, too. So, again, encouraging signs for the Braves, who are 4 games under 500 at the moment. And a count of 2-2. The pitch, swing, and a miss. That's the first strikeout for Burns in the game. And back to the top we go, and Ronald Acuna Jr., who almost broke the brick wall down and right with a single.
Look at, I mean, that pitch is so nasty. You think you see it, and the next thing you know, it's in the glove away from you.
We've talked about cutters. They move an inch or two. Not this guy's.
His moves a lot more. Exactly. I mean, you don't ever want to throw it around because Mariano Rivera's got the greatest cutter we've ever seen. But, I mean, the movement on that pitch, that's what makes him so tough. Like I said, you, for the most part, know it's coming.
How hard did Mariano throw? He wasn't 95, 96,
no,
was
he? 92, 93.
Okay, so this guy's throwing 96, 97 with that kind of movement. That's not an easy assignment. Nor is Ronald Acuna, who singled to start the game. Got to second and was stranded with 3 groundouts. And Anthony's quickly 0-2.
And then he throws a sinker at 96. So now if you're Ronald, you've seen the curveball and sinker.
So what's he offer? 0-2. Let's find out, shall we? Burns ready. And Acuna chased that ball in the dirt, and he's going to be thrown out for back-to-back strikeouts.
He went slider that time. So you got all 3 pitches, and you didn't get the cutter because he threw the cutter last time, and it kind of backed up on him.
Oh, look at that dot.
Yep.
Like the eye of a hurricane. It's so tightly wound. And Matt Olson, the hitter, he tried to hit the ball through the shift last time, but hit it right at the third baseman, Urias. So he's 0 for 1 in the game. 3 groundouts, 2 strikeouts, 3 flyouts for Corbin Burns to start his night. Who scores first? That's going to be a huge stat. You know who you want to score last? That's the Braves. But offense will come at a premium tonight. Olsen not sure about that one.
Yeah, bottom part of the zone. But again, both these guys, when they're all around the plate like they are, they want, you know, they're going to get these calls.
No swing. And we told you last night that this Brewers pitching staff set 58 team or major league records with their remarkable pitching. Burns at the top of that list, the 3rd Brewer to win the Cy Young Award, joining Raleigh Fingers and Pete Vukovich.
He started the year as the favorite after the first 7-8 starts, and he continued it the whole way through.
It's smacked foul to the left. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitched great against the Braves in the division series, but Atlanta won the next 3 and eliminated Milwaukee. And it wouldn't be a surprise if somehow, some way, these teams met up again.
Yeah.
In October. But way too early to think about that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Base is empty. The pitch. No chase. 2-2.
Change up.
Give him something else to think about, right? This tells you that Matt's seeing the ball real well right now. He's had a lot of deep counts in the last 2-3 games.
Yes. You could really tell as at bats in New York started to come along, and then of course the doubleheader day, 3-run homer, 2 doubles.
Let's see if Burns can make a mistake here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lifted down the left field line. That's curling, still curling. That ball is a foul ball. He missed a bloop double by about 2 feet. Maybe not even that much. We lose sight of the ball as it heads into the corner here from our perch, and that was awfully close.
Yeah, Matt didn't start running right away. I think he thought that ball was a lot more foul and almost was able to put it on the chalk.
So Matt digs back in. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And here we go. There's ball 4. Great at bat by Olson. That brings up Austin Riley with 2 outs. Third Braves base runner in as many innings.
And you might say, you know, it's just a walk, but to make him throw 7-8 pitches like that, the one thing you're doing is working that pitch count, because eventually if you can keep him going, got a chance to get him north of 50 here after 3.
Austin bounced out his first time, so he's 0 for 1 in the game. Olson has a very short lead at first. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 94-mile-an-hour cutter. Olson 20 walks on the year. He is aboard with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Riley's got a lot of room between the first and second base bag. As he's down a strike. That's a good eye. You said make this man throw strikes.
Yeah, make him work.
They have him. He's thrown 47 pitches. 28 of them strikes. He has struck out a couple of Braves in the game. And has a scoreless affair. The pitch up the middle, but right into the shift. And the step on the bag will retire Riley. Next year, that's a hit.
109 off the bat.
This year, it's a tough luck out. We go to the 4th. Bally Sports is presented by Truist. Kelly Kroll, Jeff Francoeur, our entire Bally Sports crew with you. Middle game of 3 with the Brewers and Braves. It's a good one. Max Fried and Corbin Burns are dealing tonight. Just 3 combined hits. Max Fried will face Adames Yelishan Renfroe here for the 2nd time. He has struck out 4, walked 1, and has given up a soft 3rd inning single for the 2nd Brewers base runner. Adames flied out to center his first time up. And a gift strike. 1 and 2. Just floats that curveball over and you can't pull the trigger.
And he's got a good feel for it right now. He's kind of throwing that whenever he wants.
Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right on by. Country hardball for Max Fried. He struck out 5 Brewers tonight.
Well, so then what do? You throw that on the outside corner after getting him thinking about that curveball. Let's see the front side, how they're opening up a little bit. You'll see that with right-handers. They'll, like I said, they'll cheat a little bit to get to that pitch.
Yelich hit the ball hard, but right at Austin Riley to end the Milwaukee first. Milwaukee 4 and 5 this year against left-handed pitching. .216 team average, a .296 on base percentage, so they've had their share of troubles.
Yep.
And only 1 hit so far tonight. And that is fouled at the plate. It'll roll over to first. 1 ball, 1 strike for Christian Yelich. The Brewers are at the start of a 3-city road trip. The Braves a 3-team homestand. After Milwaukee comes to town, we've got the Red Sox for 2. Then the San Diego Padres come in next weekend. Then we go to the road. 1 ball, 1 strike. Broken bat right at Ozzie. That'll be quick work. And Hunter Renfroe will be the hitter. It's amazing to me, Jeff, how much soft contact Max Fried gets. First of all, that they can hit him at all.
Yeah.
But he, knock on wood, hasn't given up many line drive hits. They're not barreling him a bit.
Well, we've seen him the last 2 years really mature on the mound in so many different ways, but I think the biggest one is now he can throw all pitches at any time. And so as a hitter, it really makes it difficult to, you know, kind of figure out where he's going to go, what you're going to get. He has one of the highest velocity to lowest one, you know, pitch. I mean, there's 20, 25 miles per hour difference between his fastball and curveball sometimes.
A lot to cover, right?
Absolutely.
And so to your point about Max being able to throw any pitch at any time, I would assume that from a hitter standpoint, that's the next step from a guy that's a really good pitcher to great to becoming an elite.
Yeah, he can throw anything at any time.
Major league pitcher.
Know, when a guy's 2-0 and you're sitting dead red fastball, you might get a curveball, you might get a slider, but for a strike. And there's a great example. Yep. 2-0. As a hitter right there, you're gearing up for 95, and he throws you a changeup.
His 3rd or 4th best pitch.
Yep.
And got a strike out of it. 2-1 the count for Renfroe. And he threw another one, and Renfroe chased that. Wanted to know if it was a strike, and Manny Gonzalez said, I think it would have been. So a world of possibilities for Fried. He hasn't thrown Renfroe a fastball in this sequence. Let's see what he does now with an even count. He just did, right on by. 6 strikeouts for Max Fried. 1, 2, 3, and out goes Milwaukee in the 4th. Our duel continues on a beautiful Saturday night in Atlanta. Fried, Burns, Braves, Brewers, no score. And his profound impact on baseball in business and through his philanthropic efforts. The Henry Louis Aaron Fund was created last year to Hank's lifelong mission to create access and opportunities in sports, business, education, and social and racial equality. Fans are encouraged to make a donation to the Henry Louis Aaron Fund at Braves.com/HLAF. And you know, Henry Aaron would have liked a game like this.
Yeah.
2 terrific pitchers going toe-to-toe.
That's really what they're kind of just trading blows every half inning right now.
I would never presume to speak for Henry Aaron, but I would imagine that he'd also like to see Ozuna hit a home run.
Yeah, of course.
And break the tie. Atlanta's out hit him 2-1. And Marcel rung up at the plate.
It's so funny.
Taking charge.
Sorry, you go down there, you know, and talk to the players, Chip during BP, both teams. And today kind of the talk was, man, I hope we score a run. But, you know, when the offense is saying that, they know they have a tough challenge ahead.
No balls, 2 strikes. Ozuna on a check swing rolled out his first time. And that was awfully close. No swing, says CP Bucknor. He'll have the plate here tomorrow afternoon when we wrap up the series.
Almost. But he held.
Ozuna, Albies, and Darno coming up for the Braves. No score, the pitch. I think he went that time. Yep, he did. And on the ricochet, Caratini will fire to first, and Ozuna is strikeout victim number 3. That's how the home 4th starts.
And cutter. And then he drops a curveball on him, and Marcell that time a little too far.
Ozzie popped out his first time up, trying to extend a 3-game hitting streak. Smoked into the shift. That ball is deflected, and that's going to cost him. A tailor-made shot to Urias, who was in the shift. And Ozzie Albies is going to reach. Excuse me, Colton Wong is the man out in shallow right. And Ozzie Albies aboard with 1 out.
Yeah, he's going to get a hit on this ball. That ball was hit hard and just kind of handcuffed him. Even if he made the play by leaning back, you see where his weight was going? I don't know if he had any chance to throw out Ozzie at first.
So Atlanta has another base runner, one in each of the first 4 innings. And it is ruled a hit.
That better have been ruled.
4-game hit streak. Well, how about a d'Arnaud double again?
Yeah, this would be nice because now you'd love to see Ozzie run.
And the Brewers thinking along with you. d'Arnaud has 7 multi-hit games this year. Number 8 tonight would be welcomed. Good lead at first by Ozzie. Not going. Swing and a miss. Good cut. 0-1.
That was a big cut he just took.
It's been a while for Travis since he's gone deep. His last homer came against Walker Buehler out in LA. So perfect time to maybe change that stat here tonight in a scoreless Braves 4th. Ozzie a good lead. Another quarter step on it at first. And time call. Late time. Burns was ready to make his pitch.
I've never had an issue though with you know, and I don't think Burns is mad by any means, but if you're going to sit there that long and then a guy drops a time on you, I don't think you can really be mad about that. You're doing it on kind of on purpose too, you know.
1 strike. And an even count. Why does a hitter call time? I mean, well, in a situation when you're waiting.
Well, when you're waiting that long right there, you know, I mean, all of a sudden you get still. You know, I mean, you're just in no rhythm. So, I mean, that's when you want to step out. You don't want to just stay there.
Break the tension a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
One and two for the Braves catcher.
And, you know, pitchers will do that. Try to mess your timing up. Same thing as a hitter sometimes. If a guy gets in a nice groove, even the pitcher's getting the ball, getting on the mound, sometimes you'll see a guy call timeout too.
The game within the game, as it were. As Travis has to protect. Burns really hums that ball over to first base on those pickoff attempts. So again, a 1-2 pitch. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. The throw is going to be to the wrong side of the base. And Ozzie Albies has his 3rd steal of the year. d'Arnaud is down on strikes. That's 4 for Burns. 2 outs for Duvall.
He got a good jump, and you know, sometimes you have to force the action a little bit in a game like this. Now all of a sudden you get a fast runner in scoring position where, you know, any sort of hit to the outfield scores Ozzie. And the way this game's going right now, 1-0's got to feel about 4-0.
Adam hit the ball over 100 miles an hour his first time up. Hit it a little too high. It carried out to the warning track where Taylor hauled it in. So Duvall 0 for 1 in the game. Albies is the third Brave to get to second base in the game. Atlanta's out, hit him 3-1. The Braves have left 3 men on base. Tellez way off the line at first. Wong playing right behind the second base bag. The pitch. Swing and a fly ball towards shallow center. Lorenzo Cain is going to come on and gather that in. And that's going to retire the side. Braves leave another runner. We head to the 5th. No score. Atlanta at Truist Park. That's a look at our beautiful home facility on the Xfinity Live Look cam. The duel moves to the 5th inning.
Yeah.
Fried and Burns, no score. Tyrone Taylor, Rowdy Tellez, and Lorenzo Cain are coming up for Milwaukee.
See, there's a hitter who's trying to get aggressive, get to that first pitch fastball, and all he does is throw a get me over curveball.
Hey man, I can understand that. You don't want to get to 2 strikes against either one of these guys. Game like this with Max pitching, it reminds you of Tom Glavine in the World Series. Just get me 1.
Yeah, I guarantee you right now both teams feel that way.
1 ball, 1 strike. And Taylor fouls that at the plate. He was up and down 5 separate times with the Brewers last year with 12 homers. And getting the start for Andrew McCutchen tonight. As we mentioned, McCutchen to the COVID IL. Hope Andrew's going to be okay. I was told by one of the Brewers people that what symptoms he has are very mild. So maybe he'll be back when the Braves face Milwaukee up at American Family Field. The pitch in the air toward right center. Good jump. Duvall slowing now and makes the catch. And that's out number 1. Tellez coming up. First, a quick message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Tellez struck out his first time up. Atlanta shifts for him. Max has been exceptionally economical. He's about to make his 60th pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, we're lucky to have good weather in Atlanta this weekend. Our friends in the Northeast still battling Mother Nature, huh?
Yeah, not so much. Anybody that's in that Northeast has just gotten canceled the last 2 days.
Yeah, build an arc.
Yeah.
That's in Phillies were rained out again. Doubleheader tomorrow. This one's pulled foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got the Rangers trying to play the Yankees. That's their lone trip to New York, so they've got all kinds of scheduling issues to deal with. But good weather in Atlanta. As we said, first pitch 64 degrees tonight. Expecting a gorgeous day tomorrow. Another off day Monday, then back at it Tuesday, Wednesday nights with the Red Sox. A ball and a strike. Tellez shoots that the other way. But no trouble for Travis Demeritte. He's got it. And Tellez hit that hard, but he's out number 2. And here's Cain.
Pitch, 62 pitches here. 1 more out in the 5th, so he's done a great job of keeping that low. See, 41 strikes to 21 balls.
That'll make your pitching coach happy. Fried trying to win his 4th straight decision. He's doing his part. He's got a 1-hit shutout to this point. And that 1 hit was a 67-mile-an-hour squibber. With his pitch mix, with his tenacity, I think before it's all said and done, Max has a great chance to throw a no-hit game in the major leagues.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And right now, he's got the Brewers guessing.
Well, both these guys, you know, are so around the plate. Like I said, that for Manny behind the plate now, you're hunting strikes as an umpire.
And he got Kane to chase and strikes him out for the 2nd time. 7 strikeouts for Max Fried through 5 one-hit innings. Still no score. Demerit, Swanson, and Acuna are coming up. Stay tuned. The Braves try to break the tie next. Braves and Brewers here in Atlanta. Which baseball movie is your all-time favorite? Well, fill out your bracket at MLB.com/bleacher features for a chance to win a Hollywood prize package, including tickets to the All-Star Game presented by MasterCard in LA. A lot of great baseball movie choices. Can't wait to see which one wins. Same for this game. We hope it's the Braves. Scoreless, Travis Demerit leads off. And takes a strike.
Yeah, just 1 run. That's all we need. Giving ourselves a few opportunities tonight, but Burns has not allowed anything after that.
Yeah, just 1 leadoff man.
It's been tough after, yeah.
Ronald led off the game, but 3 groundouts prevented a Braves 1st inning run. The opportunities they've had since have all come with 1 or 2 outs. And Demerit quickly behind. 0-2. We told you at the start of this homestand, Braves are going to run into some real good pitching, and the Brewers certainly are part of that. Burns a 1.93 ERA coming into action tonight. And that's dropping like a stone, as is Max Fried's 3-point ERA.
And that's what Burns tries to do. He tries to get you off the outside part of the plate, and then he keeps expanding it, Chip. So if he gets you to chase that ball right there, he's going to go another 2 inches. And then if he catches you leaning, that's when he'll throw that sinker in. So again, a pitch like you saw Ronald lead off the game with, it backed up on him, and Ronald made him pay.
1-2 pitch. Good take. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In so many ways, pitching is like fishing, right? You drop the lure, reel it back in, drop it a little further out, reel it back in, and hope for a strike.
I never get strikes, so I just kind of keep dropping the lure in.
You're just not patient enough.
100% I'm not patient enough.
Doesn't surprise me. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a shot down the left field line, but that's off the net.
That was a good job there. He was ready for that pitch. 95 sinking in.
But was he cheating a bit, just like the Brewers against Max Fried? He was out in front of it.
Yeah, you know.
Sal Fasano, Travis d'Arnaud, Max Fried talking strategy over, preparing for the 6th inning. As Burns ready again with the 2-2. High fly ball. No carry to it. Kane in shallow right center. 1 out. And a quick message from Truist.
Jessica was born to care.
That's my best friend. She don't need no.
Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
65 for Burns. Dansby Swanson, the hitter. He struck him out back in the 3rd inning. Who will bend and break first? The pitch. That's what he got Dansby to swing and miss on back in the 3rd inning. Good take there for the Braves shortstop. Team leader in hits and runs since April 22nd. He's gotten on base in 13 of 14. And he couldn't check his swing there. It's an even count. Wind blowing more toward the Brewer bullpen now. If Dansby can get one in the air, might carry over the fence. The pitch. Oh, he got a hanger and fouled it back.
That was a curveball that kind of backed up on Corbin. Dansby mad at himself, knowing you only get so many shots.
So Dansby's got to work hard here, behind in the count, and fought that off. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Now the star-studded crowd here at Truist Park tonight. So Andrew Jones before the game. Wayne Gretzky's back, we understand.
Yes, he is. The great one.
So Burns at 69 pitches in the bottom of the 5th inning. Swanson making him work. We're only halfway home in game 2 of the series. No score. The pitch. And he chased it again and is struck out for the 2nd time. 5 for Corbin Burns, 2 outs. And here's Ronald Acuna Jr., who homered here last night, and it was an absolute missile, our All-State mayhem moment.
Man, he fell down. 450 feet over the Braves bullpen, 5 rows up. Incredible.
So he's fallen down and he's run out of a shoe in the first 2 games.
Yes, that's a fact.
He's 1 for 2 in the game. Last sequence, if I remember, Jeff, he didn't see a single cutter. It was everything else from Corbin Burns.
No, he finally got one there, 94 off the plate.
And when Ronald touches them off, they are not usually cheapies.
No, and no disrespect for the 2 guys with the Colorado, but that's got a little bit of altitude with it too. Great players, but
shaved off an inside corner. Well, he is like Max Fried, in, out, up, down. Well, this is what a playoff game feels like. It's being pitched like that. If you get a mistake, you've got to take advantage of it. Both starters have not made many, if any, tonight. 1-1. Fouled off his foot, and Acuna down to his final strike. I'm with you. Great to have him back in the lineup, both offensively and defensively. We'll see how the Acuna rules.
Yeah, like
continue.
I said, like tomorrow, no issue. DHing, or you know, if he needs a day with the day off Monday, but I would think like Tuesday, Wednesday, you got 2 night games sandwiched with off days. I think you'll see him in right field both games. As I know, that man wants to put him in there, and look, Ronald wants to be in there now. He wants to get a rhythm too.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing, fly ball, well hit left center. Ronald Acuna has homered.
That's why you need his bat in the lineup right there. He ignites not only the team but the fans. Listen to this place when he comes up. One slider too many, that one, and you saw how that one backed up. 420 feet.
So there's the first run of the game. And now Matt Olson. When he touched it off, he knew it.
Yep.
So there's the one, Max. And Olson takes one in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. I mean, he's remarkable. I mean, it's almost, Jeff, like this is a kid that had no spring training. He had 19 at-bats in AAA. He's had 20, 30 at-bats in the major leagues, and it looks like he's in mid-season form right now.
Think about it. We saw him play 3 out of 4 up in New York, and now these 2, and that's why I said it's important for him to be in that lineup. Like we said, not only that, but rhythm. I mean, hitting's hard enough in the big leagues. If you're playing, then a day off, playing, day off, it's hard to get any groove. And I think as you start watching him play, as a training staff, doctors, I'm sure in Atlanta start to look, you're checking off, boxes. We saw him the other day sprint, remember, to first.
Right.
And beat that throw out. He's good. We've seen him cut.
Sharply hit, but into the shift, and Olson is going to reach on a drop. Wow. Couple of misplays by Colton Wong in the rover spot. One for a hit. This one ought to be an error, and the inning will continue.
Yeah, the first one, Ozzie kind of sold him with his hands, handcuffed him, and this one right here, look, he dropped it, and here he tried to throw it and just never had the ball.
He whiffed on it.
Yeah, he did.
And Burns was pirouetting and walking toward the Brewers dugout thinking the inning was over. Now after the home run and an error, he's got to gather himself because he's not out of the woods yet. So Austin Riley is going to hit. He's 0 for 2. He scorched a ball up the middle last time up. And in perfect position was Wong to throw him out.
And this is where you hope you can make them pay. You make an error like that. See if they can keep it going. And like anything, Chip, you continue to get that pitch count up. 2 pitches away from 80.
No balls and a strike for Austin Riley. Braves lead on a Ronald Acuna Jr. solo home run with 2 outs. A slider that was down, and he launched it 420 feet. And the pitch. Another scorcher. This one hit to short, and the flip to second is in time, and that will retire the side. Ronald Acuna Jr. is back. He's heating up. He's got a 5-game hit streak. He's homered in back-to-back games, and his homer is the first and only run of Game 2 of this big weekend set with Milwaukee. Ballpark tonight, and they were all excited when Ronald touched one off. Homers in back-to-back games. Braves have a 1-0 lead, and Max Fried starts the 6th with the 8, 9, and 1 Milwaukee hitters. So as we said, Max, there's your 1.
Yeah, right.
Don't change a thing. He has set down 7 straight. He has struck out 7 batters. He's walked 1. And allowed 1 very soft hit. So the Braves do indeed score first, as we told you earlier in the game. When that happens, you like your chances with the Braves starting staff and bullpen. The Braves are 10-1 when they score the first run of the game. They're 11-1 when they lead after 6 innings.
Like that.
1-1 pitch. Smoked, and a diving catch it short. Dansby Swanson diving to his left, robbed Caratini.
Wow, what a play. I didn't think he had a chance at that ball at all. Right in the snow cone.
He's always in the right place.
Yeah.
Doesn't always get an out, but he's almost always in the right place. And was on that bullet off Caratini's bat, 1 out. Colton Wong, the only man with a hit for Milwaukee. That was that soft squibber hit between third and short in the Brewers' 3rd inning with 2 outs. And you can see Max Fried. He is in an unbelievable rhythm. 0-2. On the ground, Olsen. He's going to take it himself. Ground ball out, 2 down.
Well, you know, we said you get that one of these guys to run. For the Braves getting Max Fried, you can kind of see now he's like a horse smelling that finish line right now. I mean, he is getting stronger as the game goes on. You're seeing that pitch. 12 in the 4th, 10 in the 5th, and now 6 for 2 outs here in the 6th.
And Urias, the hitter, 0 for 2. Just past 9 o'clock in Atlanta. What a game. Great defense, clutch pitching, and an Acuna home run. Two balls, no strikes. In the Braves 6th, they'll have their 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up, trying to extend the lead for Fried. Max 3-0 in his last 3 outings. That's what he does so well. He can fall behind in the count and can change speeds with the slider, with the curveball, with the fastball. And Jeff, he's able to throw and command any of those pitches when it's 2-0, 3-1.
And that's what I'm saying. He's doing it better and better, it seems, every start. He's getting more comfortable.
Well, he's retired 9 in a row. Urias awaits a 2-1 pitch, and that's taken low, ball 3.
I said on the open, you know, I truly do believe the word ace gets thrown around way too lightly. You know, I mean, you hear it a lot, but Max is truly becoming an ace, like a whole MLB ace, not just, you know, in the National League East, anything like that. I mean, what he did in the postseason and now he's doing this year.
Fly ball toward left. That's going to get down in front of Demerit. That's the first hard hit for Milwaukee. Still under 90 miles an hour, but it was effective. Urias aboard with 2 outs.
Yeah, jammed him a little bit. Nice job turning on it.
So Max to the stretch for the first time in a bit. Yeah, and I agree with you. I think we use the term ace, meaning the other team's best starter. That doesn't necessarily mean
one of the top pitchers,
top
in the
5,
league.
top 10 guys in the major leagues. But I'm with you. I think Max is, if not there, awfully close. Bad hop, and that skips over Riley's glove. And Urias is going to try to go to third. The throw is going to come into second, and everybody's safe. Riley backed up. That ball took a big topspin bounce past him. And Milwaukee now has second and third with 2 outs.
See what that hit. It took a funny hop.
A lot of topspin, I'm guessing. And that's a double, so the Brewers have their first threat, second and third. Some bad luck for Fried. And now he's got Yelich up, who he's subdued with 2 ground balls. 2 on, 2 out, 1-run game.
It had some topspin on it, but it looked like it might have hit something too. Well, there was a, you know, cleat mark dug out because that thing hopped big on Austin.
Well, here's where ace pitchers do their thing.
Yeah.
Bad breaks are a part of the game. Let's see if Max can pitch around some 6th inning 2-out trouble. How big is the Dansby Swanson diving play right now? As Yelich digs in with 2 outs, the pitch to him. Stay Reich starts the sequence. Dansby playing behind the runner at second base. Yelich the DH tonight. Right on by. It's 0-2. So, partner, he's got him at his mercy. What's he throwing here?
Well, we've seen him a lot of times be able to get Yelich right now in with that fastball. I mean, I'm either coming hard in with that fastball or I'm throwing that slider away, low and away.
Got to block it with a runner at third here and 2 outs. Pitch number 80 for Fried. Almost got it by him. Yelich, a good job to fight it off.
Yeah, I like that. Throwing the fastball. Like I said, I don't mind the slider. Don't love the curveball in the situation, lefty on lefty, just in case you kind of flip one and it hangs a little bit. We've seen him late on that fastball tonight, most of the night.
Let's peer in and see what Darno wants. This is big crowd on its feet. Fried versus Yelich in a 1-run game. Little pop. Dansby out. Demeritte in. Sells out and he got it. Demeritte makes a diving grab. What a play.
Wow. Max deserves that one right there. Great play.
All or nothing. And it was all Demeritte to preserve the lead.
Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet. Only from Xfinity. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Well, friends, when runs are at a premium, pitching and defense can carry you a long way. And in a 1-0 game last inning, Jeff, the Braves defensively really saved Max Fried. First, the diving stop by Dansby Swanson. That could have been a hit. And then the second of our Zaxby's indescribably good plays. The full-out dive by Demeritte. He doesn't catch that. 2 runs are in and Milwaukee leads. He caught it. Fried loved it. And it's still 1-0 Braves.
Yeah, that's the thing about this team, too. It can play great defense behind you. But now with Ronald back in the outfield, you can move Demeritte to left. And really, you've got an outfield defense that you really like again.
What a return to the big leagues for Travis Demeritte. Some big hits. Great work in the outfield. Pride of Winder, Georgia. Between Atlanta and Athens. And a 2-run saving catch. So now Atlanta tries to add some insurance in the 6th inning with Ozuna, Albies, and Travis d'Arnaud coming up.
As good as Max been tonight, sometimes you need a break like that.
1-1. And look, we don't know how this game's going to turn out. We obviously hope it ends up in the win column for the Braves. But a game like this, Jeff, I think is what's encouraging about this team despite the slow start. They're going toe-to-toe with the Cy Young winner, getting an opportunity and taking their chances and leading him.
Well, and playing some of these teams like this, if you don't rise to the occasion and really embrace the challenge, you know, I think that's what this team, you really were hoping going to New York. Right. They got a split up there, which I thought was great after the doubleheader. They did not play well that day. Came back and got the big win Wednesday. You know, last night, not necessarily what they wanted, but coming back today, fighting, getting up here 1-0 against Corbin Burns. So that's what you want to see. You want to see him fight back.
And now you'd like to see him add to the lead. Ozuna ahead in the count, 3 balls and a strike. Oh, what a cut. And now a full count. Ozuna's bounced out, and he has struck out in the game. As the weather warms up, you figure he will too. Full count. Shift on for him. Smoked and into left center field, a base hit. He beats the shift. That ball kicked by Kane. It's going to roll to the wall. Ozuna around second. He's going to make third. Another break. 3 missed plays by the Brewers in this game, and Ozuna 90 feet away with nobody out.
Well, see, he's trying to go away with that cutter, and it backed up over the plate in Marcel. And we have such a fast outfield. And you can see that ball just kind of got past Kane. Taylor had overran it, and that's the second error now in 2 nights we've seen from Kane.
So here's a spot, Jeff, where fundamental baseball could pay off.
Right, you got 2 shots here.
Yep.
There's no outs. You got the infield in. You have 2 shots to get Marcel in.
Ozzy singled his last time up. Infield in for the Brewers. The pitch here in the dirt. Ball 1. Ozzy Albies has a stolen base as well tonight. 4-game hit streak for him. He's our Stats with Lowe's feature.
Well, he's done great work versus the Central. You see 341 versus the Brewers. He's hitting 324 in the last 60 games here at Truist Park versus Central. So right guy, right time.
Darno will follow. He has a double in the game. Brewers have made 2 errors tonight. The second one could be very costly. The pitch. Swing. Hot shot off Telez's glove. A run is in. It's 2-0. If you put it in play, good things happen. And boy, they are tonight. Braves extend the lead.
I don't know how they're going to score this, Chip, but this ball was hit on the button by Ozzy Albies. Got a cutter right down the middle.
So Ozuna trots home to extend the lead in the 6th inning. It's 2-0 Braves. Ozzy Albies has hit the ball hard twice tonight. And now another mound meeting for Corbin Burns, who has been a tough luck starter all year long for Milwaukee. Brewers are just 2-3 in his games, and he's got a 1.93 ERA. You're seeing an example of what might be ailing him tonight.
Yes.
So that chat continues. Darno will try to pour on some more offense, but first a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese, remixed by Zaxby's.
So after Ozuna single and a 2-base error, Albies at first with nobody out. He might try to do some running here.
They gave it a knock, Ozzy's.
And an RBI. In the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Max Fried and the Braves will have very little sympathy for Corbin Burns. Remember, in Max's first couple of starts, this is exactly the kind of stuff that was happening to him. Every bad bounce, every soft hit. And they do even up. As crazy as it sounds, they do even up. It never feels like it will.
That's why you play 162.
Yeah. And so Atlanta up 2-0 with 6 hits. Good lead. He's going. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second is a strike. They got him.
Yeah, he slapped that tag on him quick.
This will be the telling angle.
Yeah, he got him. What a perfect throw. Anywhere but there, and he's safe. I like the aggressiveness, so I like trying to get a guy over again, especially with only one out.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the Braves have guys that can run. Riley's got good speed for a big man. Acuna can fly. Albies, why not?
Yeah, excuse me. Sorry, there are no outs at the time. That's why you get him over and you give yourself a couple chances. I don't mind that.
I love the stolen base game. I hope it comes back. In Major League Baseball, 2 balls and a strike. And now 2-2. Single runs in the 5th and 6th. Ozzie Albies with his 13th RBI. Acuna with another home run. And as you said, 2 runs might feel like 10 the way Max Fried is pitching. But that continues as d'Arnaud's down on a hook. 6 strikeouts for Burns, 2 away in the 6th inning. So here's Adam. He's flied to left. He's popped to center. Burns pushing toward 100 pitches. And Adam reached for that. That's popped down below. And a fan from Dahlonega, Georgia made that play. Tell he's from Dahlonega. He's got that golden wristband on. No balls and a strike.
Got it today. Mine him for gold.
0-1 for Adam Duvall. 2 runs on 6 hits for the Braves. 0-3-2 for Milwaukee. And that's right there. No balls, 2 strikes. Brewers have the Reds and Marlins next on their road trip. They feasted at home. They have won 9 of their last 10 games overall. And tonight they've run into Max Fried, who's got a 3-hitter and a 2-run lead. Like all pitchers will tell you, all Burns can do is make his pitches. What happens behind him is out of his control. But it has not been the best defensive night for Milwaukee, and for the Braves, they've played great. And that is one of the big differences in this game to this point.
Yeah, 2 errors by the Brewers.
Adam ready, so's Corbin Burns the pitch, and he chased it in the dirt, and that will retire the side. 7 strikeouts for the Milwaukee right-hander, but Atlanta adds a huge run. To the 7th we go. It's 2-0 Braves.
With a 2-0 lead over the Brewers as we continue to celebrate Hank Aaron weekend, and look who is in the house for a special celebration and the end of your boys trip. You saved the best for last. Yeah. Dabo Swinney, of course, head coach of the Clemson Tigers. And what do you think so far of Truist Park?
Oh, this is amazing. It's my first time. My boys have been here, but I've never been to this park. Well, obviously went to Turner Field several times, but this is spectacular. The whole setting, the vibe. I mean, it's an unbelievable crowd, and got a beautiful night here in Atlanta, and the guys are playing well. We've made some great plays in the field, and had a yard ball, so it's off to a good start.
I wish you guys could have seen him from the Acuna home run to the Demerit catch in the field, going wild. What do you enjoy most about watching another sport and athletes at the top of their game play here?
Well, first of all, I played baseball more than any other sport from 4 years old all the way through high school, and so I love the strategy of the game. I like watching. I like watching pregame. I like watching how they handle themselves in the dugout. Just all the little things, whether it be the approach of the pitcher or the batter, and and I love just seeing great effort. And there's been a lot of great effort plays today. That was
Chip.
Bat, meat, ball right there. But hey, it's 1-1. It's early. Just trying to keep the fans in it. We don't want them to leave early so we can pull this thing out. But that was a well-hit ball right there.
2-1. Braves still have the lead. Don't you worry. But why don't you go ahead and send it back up to your pal in the booth?
Yeah, so Francoeur, if he's up there listening, I don't know if everybody knows, he signed with Clemson. And I came to Clemson February of '03. He had just signed, and I'm thinking I'm going to meet this guy, and then he doesn't ever show up. And I'm like, what happened to Francoeur? And I'm like, well, he went baseball. And so anyway, he has all of his eligibility left.
Is that right?
And he was a really good football player. He played safety and a little wide out, but he's got a standing offer to come back to Clemson. Now, we would probably make him play linebacker now, all right? But what a great story that would be. What is he, late 30s?
Yeah, 38, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, it'd be great. He'd come back, smack some dudes around at linebacker, play for the Tigers, win a championship, and then he can come back and, do baseball.
There you go, Frenchie. You were wondering what came after broadcasting. Now you know.
Kelly, just tell him I will be there January 9th. I will be there January 9th in Los Angeles to watch the Tigers win another natty.
January 9th. He'll be there to watch you win another natty. He wants you to know.
So far.
There you go.
Yep, I'll be there.
Guys.
Thanks, Kelly. Hey, tell Dabo he can come up. If he has the papers, I'd love to see you sign them.
Yeah, I might have to start working out. I got a standing offer. You heard that.
So Dabo Swinney here, part of the star-studded crowd at Truist Park. Game's tightened up. Tyrone Taylor after the Hunter Renfroe homer. As the Braves pen starts to work.
I think I'd be on scout team now, though. I don't know if I got the speed anymore to crack that lineup.
I want to see you play special teams. Be the wedge guy.
Yeah, thanks.
So a 2-1 game. How big is that second run for Atlanta? Well, obviously it's huge. Homers are even at 1 apiece. Braves lead 2-1, 7th inning. As Max Fried versus Tyrone Taylor. And he got him to chase. Swing and a miss. Fried just continues his dominance. That is 8 strikeouts for Max Fried. Here's a look at what Renfroe got.
Yeah, see Max trying to go inside on Renfroe, and he left it out. And he knew it. Look, Renfroe is one of the best guys against left-handed pitching. I mean, that's what his job is to do. And he was able to get one off Max, but at the same time, that 2-1 lead for Max, still at 90 pitches. This is his inning, the 7th inning.
And he's got the left-hander Tellez up, who's 0 for 2. Then Lorenzo Cain scheduled. And that's fouled away. Look, the old saying in baseball, you pitch as well as Max Fried has, a solo homer should not beat you.
No, and I don't think, like I said, with that lead being 2-0, now it's still 2-1, and you saw him come back and able to get Taylor with the strikeout. Now hopefully he can get the next 2 and turn it over to that bullpen.
Max tried to pitch 7 innings for the 2nd time this year. He did it against the Dodgers. His first win at Dodger Stadium, you'll recall. That was a 2-hit masterpiece. And trying to win his 4th straight decision. What a game. What a game tonight. Fried and Burns. Renfroe and Acuna the homers. The Braves a spotless defensive game. Milwaukee not so much. That's the difference in the middle of 3. On the ground. Olson's got that. Perfect flip to Fried. PFP pays off. 2 outs. So we hope you'll stick around for the stretch presented by Georgia Natural Gas. The guys will be talking about the 2 stars of the night tonight, Max Fried and that man Ronald Acuna Jr. who gave the Braves a 1-0 lead with a homer in his second straight game. So here's Kane. Max has struck him out twice. Can he give him the hat trick and send us to the 7th inning stretch with the lead? Oh, Kane on the recoil got d'Arnaud on the backswing. He swung so hard he fell backwards, and Travis took some punishment but says he's all right.
Kane tried to lean back on that one, I think, after the 2 errors, or after that error, trying to make up for it. Who was it the other night we saw? Stallings, remember? He had that split in his helmet and hit right between it.
Perfect placement.
Yeah.
0-1 pitch. Smoke to short. Dansby sliding stop. Scrambles. Fires. What a play. Great defense again for Dansby Swanson. 29 straight games without an error. 2 marvelous plays in as many innings. A great way to send you to the stretch with the Braves in front by a run.
The Stretch is brought to you by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Welcome into The Stretch, presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Trevor Scales, Peter Moore, Brian Jordan out here with you on the Battery at Truist Park. And fellas, it is a 2-1 game, courtesy of some Mad Max pitching and a Ronald Acuna moonshot, plus a little something. Let's start with Mad Max, Peter. He's been masterful tonight.
It's just been so fun to watch him turn into the pitcher that he's become. Mad Max is turning to Maximus. He's just got so many weapons that he can hit you with. He's got him set up for the slider fastball combo inside most of the night, but you saw him make the adjustment against New York last start out, where he went change-up, sinker away to combat their setup. So he's got so many weapons he can just take control of the game.
Maximus just being Maximus, man. I love it when he's on top of his game. But how about this guy right here? Ronald Acuna. He coached Yaya. And how about this, guys? He gave the old LeBron. Oh, my, look at LeBron.
What would you have done?
LeBron. LeBron too, because I love LeBron. But man, this guy's second home run of the season. We've been waiting for Acuna to come back, and man, he is starting to feel good, guys. Yeah, and he stayed on his feet for that one. That ain't a bad deal at all. Let's get you back to some more Braves baseball after a quick word from our friends at Georgia Natural Gas.
Ready to play ball with a new gas company? Georgia Natural Gas knocks it out of the park with simple service and great rates. And when it comes to helping the environment, GNG's Greener Life program makes it as easy as paying your gas bill. Sign up with a home team today at GNG.com.
Great job with the stretch, guys. Boy, Atlanta's defense as sharp and crisp as we've seen all year. And that's a big difference maker in tonight's game. The Braves chase Corbin Burnes after 6 innings. Burnes gives up 6 hits, a couple of runs. He walked 1, struck out 7. So his streak of double-digit strikeouts comes to an end tonight, and he'll give way to Luis Perdomo, who was called up from their Nashville AAA affiliate yesterday. So Perdomo versus Demerit, who made a 2-run saving catch in that big defensive 6th inning.
Man, there's been 3-4 great defensive plays tonight by this Braves defense.
So 98 pitches for Corbin Burnes. As this one shot toward right, drifting back is Renfroe to the warning track and a couple of steps away from the wall. And that is out number 1. The Braves bullpen continues to work, Jeff. I'm guessing that 7 stressful innings for Max would be about the end of the line.
Well, I think, look, you got what you wanted. You got 7 great innings, a 2-1 lead, and now you can turn it over to A.J. Minter, looks like in the 8th, and Kenley Jansen for the 9th.
But a little insurance wouldn't hurt.
If you had a 4-1 lead or something, you might see him come back out, but he's pitched great tonight. And those last 2 innings for him, you know, he had a little bit of traffic and had to fight through it. But
I think that's the part that fans sometimes forget. We forget it too. It's not so much the number of pitches, but the stressfulness of those pitches. That was the first and really only time that Fried had any kind of difficulty. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs in the 6th, got out of it. Then the homer. Then he retired the next 3 with a great play by Swanson at short. So shake Fried's hand, we think, and turn it over to the Braves bullpen. One-two from Perdomo, and strike three, a slider, hat trick for Swanson. 2 up, 2 down, back to the top, and Ronald Acuna. 2-hit night for Ronald. Love to see multi-hit games from the Braves leadoff man, and this one got this place hopping.
They got a backup pitch, and this is our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud coming to track it for you. 107.2 off the bat. And we said a 420 feet in the left center. So nice to think about it. Hard ball off the right field wall to start the game. Then you get a pitch and go left field. You're starting to see him really take off.
Meanwhile, Perdomo, a starter by trade, as we showed you, making his first relief appearance since 2020 when he was with the San Diego Padres. Just what the Brewers need, more quality pitching.
Yeah, right.
They've got a good staff.
They don't have enough arms.
We'll see Aaron Ashby tomorrow. He pitched for Craig Counsell against the Braves in the postseason. Charlie Morton will pitch for the Braves. Remember last year, first 5 starts were a feeling out process for Morton. He took off after his 5th start. Well, he makes start number 6 for the Braves this year, tomorrow too. And that is high to Acuna. A 2-out walk, and Matt Olson's the hitter. He's reached on a walk and an error.
Still waiting for Matt's first chop house blast. This could be a good time.
I'm still waiting for our first chop house blast. We got to do a bleacher game again this year, don't we?
I think we're going to get one. I think it's in the works.
Okay. Can't wait.
All that security we need, Chip. You got to set up this kind of stuff, you know? I mean, we're out there with you.
I don't get to hang out with a 2-sport athlete all that often. So Ronald runs, swing and a miss. Caratini's throw skips, and he's in safely. Acuna went on the first pitch. He slides in safely. His 3rd stolen base, and now a hit means another Atlanta run, presumably.
Well, we always talk about Ronald and the possibility of a 40-40 season, Chip. I think it really just comes down to, is he going to want to run that much? You know, are they going to want to take that chance? Because that was a good throw on the money, and he was able to beat that out.
Well, I know he wants to run that much. Will they let him?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No, I know what you mean.
In the works.
Let's see if Olson can shoot one right where Ronald's standing. That would extend the lead. Instead, he pulls it to first. Tellez has that kick off his glove, but he doesn't panic, and that will retire the side. We go to the 8th inning. Great game. Braves 2, Brewers 1. Trying to win his 4th consecutive game for the Braves. Jeff, he had it all working, and he's our Who's Hot feature brought to you by Texas Pete.
Well, he was hot coming in. He's hot leaving. 7 innings. As you said, all the pitches working. One mistake to Hunter Renfroe, and that was it. Other than that, outstanding night for Max. That's 7 innings. Only 1 walk now. 2 walks on the season for Max Fried.
So he will turn it over to the Braves bullpen. We hope it's a 2-pitcher appearance for the Braves relief corps. Minter first, Kenley Jansen second. AJ is on a nice run for Atlanta. 16 strikeouts, tied for 12th most among all relievers in the National League.
Yeah, see that too. And the big number for AJ there, only 2 walks to 16 strikeouts.
So they'll start with Caratini. Dansby robbed him his first time. That one just a little wide. 1 ball, no strikes. This month, the Braves bullpen a 1.54 ERA, 29 strikeouts in 23 1/3 innings. The relief corps has been excellent. AJ ready, his pitch. He is fouled at the plate. A ball and a strike. What a turnaround in the season last year for A.J. Minter. Remember, started the year with the Braves, went back to AAA, got himself straightened out, got his mechanics, got his game plan ready to go, and boy, did he finish terrifically. A very reliable man to get the game to Will Smith last season. And he's just burying that ball in on the hitter's hands.
And I think it's a perfect example, sometimes hitting the reset button. This is a guy who went back to AAA last year that pitched Game 5 of the NLCS in 2020. Chip.
Yeah.
And struck out 7 out of 9 batters. So, I mean, sometimes you have to do that. And I give A.J. a lot of credit. He went down. You didn't hear him complain. He just went down, got his work, got himself right. And obviously came back and was a huge part of that bullpen last year in the postseason.
Let's see if he can get the leadoff man, Victor Caratini. The 1-2 pitch is on the way. And he did. He chased a high fastball. One away. 9 Brewers have struck out tonight. Good start for A.J. Minter.
And before we get to Wong, let's take a quick message from Landmark.
Hi friends, I'm Chip Carey, in between innings for Landmark More. Landmark's hitting it out of the park every day. That's why they're #1, because nobody beats the Giant. Nobody. Colton Wong has one of the Brewers' 4 hits. Riley in on the grass in case he thinks about a bunt. He did. And it's taken high, ball 1. Colton Wong led off last night with a left-hander on the mound. Craig Counsell moved him to the 9th spot on their lineup card. And he almost got plunked, ball 2. $37,857 here tonight. And another big crowd will be here tomorrow to wrap up the series. The 2-0 pitch. Inside corner. Braves Live will follow us. It's presented by Xfinity. 2-1 in the 8th. Got to make a pitch now. 3 balls and a strike. AJ's done a good job of retiring that first batter faced with the strikeout of Caratini. He's 11 out of 12 there. Now he's got to get Wong. And he's going to. A little pop left side. Riley and Swanson. It'll be Dansby backing up. And he's got that. 2 outs. Nice comeback. So for our best coverage in the game, let's check out the T-Mobile coverage camp. Told you it's a star-studded night, not just because Jeff Francoeur and Kelly Kroll are here. You saw Dabo Swinney a few moments ago, the head coach of the Clemson Tigers. There's the great one, Wayne Gretzky, in town for the TBS hockey coverage. Derek Schiller, the Braves president, sitting with Andrew Jones.
Good crew here tonight.
Yep.
Good Saturday night.
Stars are out. As Urias bats, base is empty, 2 away for him. He's got a hit tonight in 3 trips. And high for Minter, 1 ball, no strikes. Want to get this guy. Don't want to face Adames with a man aboard in a 1-run game. Riley hugs the line at third. The pitch. That splits the plate. Boy, Manny Gonzalez has had a good game behind the plate.
Yeah, it's very consistent. Good cutter there by AJ.
One ball, 1 strike. The pitch. He's a strike away from ending this inning. Braves shift a bit with Urias as he moves to the third base side of second. The pitch. At the plate, but just missed low. Fooled him.
Yeah, they did not miss by much.
So it's 2-2. Minter kicks and fires. Broken bat, little pop. Demeritte won't take a chance on this one. And another soft hit for Milwaukee. This one at 74 miles an hour, but perfectly placed. And we do have to face Adames now with a chance to change the game. And why is that so important? Well, among shortstops, this guy is the most productive one of those in the major leagues right now.
Yeah. Urias had the same kind of hit off Max Fried last time up. A little bit harder off Max, but was able to drop it in front of Travis, and probably the right idea by Travis. The last thing you want to do there is let him get in scoring position. Now as a defense, you're playing no doubles. So you tell yourself, unless it's a home run, it's going to take 2 hits to score from first base.
Adames has a double tonight. That's something that's, I think, important to point out, Jeff. Give an opponent what they earned. You put the ball in play. And Demeritte's been around long enough to know the game situation, made the smart play. Gave up 1 base, but not 2 or maybe more. 1-0 for Willy Adames. And a lob throw to first. Minter doesn't do that all that often.
No, he does not. Maybe that's why that looks so awkward. Seeing AJ throw over there.
Good lead by Urias. Urias has only attempted 1 stolen base this year. He was thrown out. They're playing it safe here, keeping him close at first with 2 outs. The pitch. And off the netting, even count. Braves are 2 out of 3 in steals in tonight's game. The Brewers 0 for 1. Renfroe was thrown out in the second inning. A ball and a strike, 8th inning, 2-1 Atlanta. Minter pauses and brings it. High fly ball. That should be a can of corn for Ronald. He's in. He's under. He's got it. A.J. Minter shuts the door in the 8th. 2-1 Atlanta.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, Delta Airlines, keep climbing, and by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Breaks some more history for Miguel Cabrera, already in the 3,000 hit club. That shot down the left field line is his 600th major league double. 3,000 hits, 600 doubles, 500 home runs. There are 3 men who have done that in major league history: Miguel Cabrera, Albert Pujols, and Henry Aaron.
Could you say first ballot Hall of Famer?
Do they have anything better
think?
than first? Here's the question: is he going to be unanimous?
I don't know how you can't.
But we can say that about a lot of guys. That
and a lot of them should have been.
Correct.
That's what, to me, is the sad part of things sometimes. Maybe one of those guys got mistreated by a player.
Right.
But you got to take that out, man.
I loved how Derek Jeters handled that at his Cooperstown
Yeah.
speech. And for that one writer, I want to thank you. But yeah, Miguel Cabrera, one of the greatest right-hand hitters of any generation, and certainly ours. And there is the remarkable company
that
Miguel Cabrera has joined.
Hammer and Hank. 3 great right-handed hitters, sluggers. There's another one up at the plate that we could use an insurance run.
Austin's 0 for 3 tonight. And Perdomo turns it loose, and that's hammered down the line. And out of play. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Looking ahead to the 9th inning, Kenley Jansen's going to come on. Yelich, Renfroe, and Taylor are the trio expected for Milwaukee. Kenley's been terrific. And the 3-2 out of play. It's so fun to compare the numbers and the eras in which guys play. You know, Henry Aaron played in an era where there wasn't bullpen specialization like we see now. And a good start to the inning. Riley takes ball 4. There's the insurance runner we need. And Marcell Ozuna is the hitter. Base hit for him in the 6th inning. One of many hard hit balls. That's our Yellowwood Bringing the Lumber feature.
Seen him squaring up balls all season. 2nd behind Manny Machado. Olson and Riley ranked 7th and 8th in NL in average exit velocity. So not just Marcell, the rest of the guys bringing the lumber also.
Yeah, we keep saying that if the Braves were getting beat with soft stuff off the bat, you'd be a lot more concerned than you are. And all of a sudden, Perdomo can't throw a strike. So take advantage here. We said at the start of the game, if the Brewers and Corbin Burns, or conversely Max Fried, gives the other club a break, you better take advantage of it. And partner tonight, the Braves have.
I got the big home run by Ronald, but then was able to add on, which ends up right now to be a huge insurance run.
Ozuna's last homer was against Yu Darvish, April 17th. He is overdue. Two balls, no strikes. Ozuna looking for his first hit against Perdomo. Chops that one off the plate. That's a roller to third. That's going to advance the runner. So he made an out, but it's a productive one, Jeff. He put it in play.
And now you give yourself 2 chances. Austin, good speed that Ozzie or Travis d'Arnaud can drive him in and get you one more insurance run, which would be nice. Got all the confidence in the world with Kenley Jansen down there, but one more run would make you feel a little bit better.
2 hits for Ozzie, including a RBI single in the 6th. That run is the difference in the game. It came after Ozuna singled and took third on a 2-base error. Ozzie's 1 for 4 against Luis Perdomo. And takes strike 1. Oh, and 2. Outfield straight away for Ozzie. Another shift on for the Braves second baseman. The 0-2. Fly ball into center, but right at Kane. And that is the second out. The 755 Legacy Club's an exclusive group of Henry Louis Aaron Fund supporters who are passionate about investing in the legacy of Hank Aaron. The first 44 donors that give $4,400 or more will get commemorative hand-painted baseball bats designed by a variety of local black artists, in addition to other exclusive benefits. Visit Braves.com/755 Legacy Club to learn more and to make your donation. 2 outs for d'Arnaud, a double and a pair of strikeouts. The top hitting catcher in the major leagues. A hit gives you a run. d'Arnaud's double snapped an 0 for 10 for him. Now 6 two-base hits on the season. And this crowd nervously looking on with a 1-run lead. The pitch.
That slider's been the pitch. He's got these right-handed hitters out the last 8th and 9th inning here.
And I say this with no disrespect. As hard as Corbin Burns was throwing, it looks slow.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
So that's a nice weapon. Nice change of pace, if you will. The 0-2 pitch. Didn't chase that one. And Travis will see another one. Well, it's fun to see a big league game live up to the advanced billing. We talked about how good Fried and Burns are. They both were. Max a little better. The Braves defense a lot better to this point. And here we stand in a 2-1 game. Pitch. 2-2. Satisfying time for Luis Perdomo was at AAA. Called up yesterday. Now pitching against the world champs. And doing a good job to this point. The 2-2 count. Base hit up the middle. Kane coming up. Riley around third. He'll have no play. Big insurance run. Darno with bookend hits. Man, does that feel big. It's 3-1. And the leadoff walk comes home to roost.
Travis has been that quiet guy in this lineup, Chip, that has kind of been producing. You have so many big names and big home run hitters. 2 strikes, 2 outs. And adds an insurance run right up the middle.
His swing has been on time from the opening bell, hasn't it?
Really has. We've talked about the bat speed to me being back for him. And it was tough last year. He got hurt, you know. Never really was able to kind of get in the groove, and this year he's coming to spring training and left, and really the first 5 weeks been very consistent.
So 3 runs on 7 hits for Atlanta. Huge 2-out hit for Darno. The Braves cash in the leadoff walk. Ozuna with a productive out. All those little things that have been in and out for Atlanta have been in and on time in game 2 tonight. So it's a 3-1 game. And Duvall down to his last strike. Adam 2 for 7 against the Brewers right-hander. One of those hits a double. A little more breathing room for Kenley Jansen. Max Fried would be the pitcher of record for the Braves. He's 3 outs away from winning his 4th straight game. That's poked into shallow center. Kane coming on, still coming. He won't get there. Excellent read, Darno. He'll go first to third on a bloop. They're starting to even out. First and third for the Braves in the 8th.
I was able to drop one in there. Wong never had any chance, and Kane playing a little bit deeper. Right off the end of the bat.
Well, if anybody in a Braves uniform, first to meeting on the mound, deserves a hit and an RBI, is Demerit. He saved 2 runs with a catch. Maybe he can drive one in with 2 outs in the 8th. So as it is so often, lead-off walk in a close game late comes back to haunt Milwaukee. That's Chris Hook, their pitching coach. The hit he gave up to Duvall wasn't a bad pitch. Adam just went out and poked it off the end of the bat. So this one not decided yet. You like where the Braves sit. If they win this one, you've got a chance to win the series tomorrow. Our landmark player comparison, Aaron Ashby versus Charlie Morton. Those are their career numbers going into what could be the rubber game of the series.
23 to 38 in the age. Charlie's 296 starts are 10th most among active MLB players. And I think the good news for Charlie, the last 3 2/3 innings we saw up in New York was, I think, the first time all year we saw Charlie Morton from last year. He had pinpoint control. The curveball was biting again. Hopefully we can see that again tomorrow.
We're on the air at 12:30 with Braves Live. First pitch 1:20, then a day off on Monday, and then Boston comes in. And if the rest of the games on this homestand are as entertaining as this one, we're going to have a great week.
Yeah.
Here at Truist Park, and we invite you to join us. Well, the Red Sox faithful always travel well. They'll be here in force Tuesday and Wednesday. Then Manny Machado and company come in for their lone visit to Atlanta over the upcoming weekend. On the ground left side, Urias has it. He'll go the short way to second, and that will retire the side. ABC Baseball earns the Braves an insurance run in the 8th. It's Kenley time.
Ball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
It's 2-run lead for the Braves heading to the 9th inning. Kenley Jansen is on to shut the door and earn the win for Max Fried. Kenley Jansen is our Indeed player resume feature, and Jeff, his last 9. How can you do better than that?
Well, the one appearance we saw was the second game of the season where he gave up 3 runs on balls not hit that hard, Chip. Well, he's come in now. Since then, he's been outstanding. 7 for 7 on saves. Look at that, 1 hit in 9 innings.
And how big was that 8th inning run for Atlanta? Well, with Christian Yelich leading off against Kenley Jansen, Yelich is 5 for 7 with a home run, a double, and a triple against him. So that is a big aid for the Braves right-hander who misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
So
Yelich over 3.
Needless to say, he likes to cut her in.
Yelich, Renfroe, and Taylor in the 9th inning. Braves 3, Milwaukee 1. The Brewers just 5 hits. And in for a strike. That's what's so fun about the game, and something I miss when pitchers don't face the opponent the 3rd time through the lineup. What's your strength?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
just
100%.
His strength is that cutter. Yelich likes it. Here we go. Let's see who wins this battle. And he blew that right on by. A high sinker. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, stayed away, which I think is nice. I would say if there's one thing I still see from Christian Yelich, you can see is tends to try to pull the ball, kind of fly open. So anything going away from him has a tough time getting to.
Well, they're going away here ahead in the count. And it's lifted to the left side. Riley gives chase, but Austin runs out of room. And Yelich still alive here. A ball and 2 strikes. Kenley saved the game against the Mets on May the 1st. And looks for number 8 as a Brave tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Base is empty. And low for an even count. Renfroe's on deck. He homered against Max Fried in the 7th. Big year with the Red Sox last year. Off to a good start in Milwaukee this year with 6 long balls, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hammered toward the gap in left center field. Heredia can't track that down. He'll play it on a hop, and Yelich does it again. He will slide in with a leadoff double.
Man, 6 for 8 now.
Some guys just have other players' numbers.
You're right. Just see him. See where this location is. Yeah, I mean, give Yelich a lot of credit. It's a fastball up, out over the plate, the one he missed the time before, and this time he was able to hit it to a double.
So Jansen has some heavy lifting to do in the 9th inning. Leadoff man aboard with Yelich at second. Renfroe the batter. He's walked, struck out, and homered. Hunter against Kenley Jansen, 1 for 9. That hit left the ballpark, but he's also struck out against him 6 times. 3-4-5 on the lineup card for the Braves closer. And Yelich, with his 7th double, stands at second. Riley guards the line at third. The pitch. And in for a strike. It's 0-1. Braves Live, presented by Xfinity, will follow us. Braves have a 2-run lead in the 9th. No doubles defense for Atlanta in the outfield. Brewers now with 6 hits in the game. 5 of them have come in their last 4 trips to the plate. Didn't mean to, and there's a break. It costs him a strike. 0-2. Braves have a 2-run lead, but you can almost hear a pin drop at the ballpark.
I know.
They know how hot the Brewers offense has been. They know how good Kenley Jansen is. Will great pitching get out great hitting? Sure hope so. With nobody out.
See if he's trying to set him up. Just went high and in on that pitch. I think he tries to bury this cutter low and away.
Two big hombres squaring off here in the 9th. Renfroe and Kenley Jansen, who's ahead in the count. Struck him out, shaved off a corner, and Renfroe is out number 1. He did set him up, Jeff.
He did. And instead of burying that cutter on the outside part of the plate, went with his curveball. Right on the corner.
What a well-executed pitch.
I can't blame Renfroe. I'll be honest. That was a great pitch. You don't expect that to be coming.
So there's the first one. Here's Taylor. Tyrone 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Taylor is 0 for 1 against Jansen and struck out. Atlanta 3, Milwaukee 1 in the 9th. Jansen looking for save number 358 in his great career. The pitch. Got that outside corner dialed in all of a sudden. Even count. Only Craig Kimbrell has more saves among active major league relievers. Kimbrell now with the Dodgers. If you didn't know, 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's just pouring on that outside corner now.
He's been going to the card a lot. He's been signaling to Travis d'Arnaud an awful lot. Understand the wish to be on the same page, but I don't think we've seen Kenley do that since joining the Braves. Now he's got one to his liking, a ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Hard hit ball and past Riley. That's a base hit. Late break for Yelich. They're going to bring him around. He's going to score. It's a 1-run game. And a huge hit for Tyrone Taylor down to his last strike. And for the first time since his first appearance, Kenley Jansen's given up a run.
Well, usually that's a ball that's right at Austin Riley, Chip, but right now you're playing no doubles down the line. And that was a mislocation. Kenley was trying to go away with that cutter, and it ran right back over the middle of the plate.
So it's a 1-run game, as we said. That 8th inning run, huge. Knowing that Yelich was going to start the inning, he scores the 2nd run. And now Rowdy Tellez, the batter, he's 0 for 3 in the game. A double play ball would be nice. Tellez has faced Jansen once. He's homered once. No double plays in the game yet. This would be a great time to end game 2. These Brewers do not die easily. Braves shift for Tellez as Jansen comes set. And that's up and away, ball 1.
Yeah, this is the dangerous one where you see him stay away there on that first pitch. Cutter in's not a bad pitch. You got to get it in, though. You cannot miss that ball back out over the plate.
Tellez has hit the 1 twin killing this year. Kenley ready, the pitch. Just missed, ball 2. You've got Kane and Caratini lurking. Kenley having to work hard here. In this part of the order, these hitters historically have been problematic for him. Game set up for Snit the way he liked it. Leadoff double, a strikeout looking, and then Taylor a 2-strike hit. Makes it 3-2. And now the 2-0. Anthony's perfect pitch. There is nothing like some 9th inning drama in a game that has been so well pitched.
Yeah.
Two balls and a strike. Two and 2. He tried to hit that in the chop house and came up empty.
He did on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch. See if you can repeat that.
Taylor got a hit with 2 strikes. I think Yelich's was a 2-strike hit as well. Let's see if Kenley can finish him off here. Big crowd cheering him on. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Time call.
And you got to be a little careful. Taylor's getting a big old lead over there at first base too.
He's not tried a stolen base. Let's see what the Brewers do here. 2 and 2 for their first baseman. Runner goes. Pitch swing and a miss. Throw to second is on target. They got him. Strike him out. Throw him out. Ball game. Great Atlanta defense. A huge part of this night. Darno throws out 2 runners.
You said it. They hadn't tried a stolen base yet. Got a pretty good sized lead and a perfect strike him out, throw him out.
The Brewers gambled. They're going to challenge the out call at second. Oh, he's going to be out. What a catch and a quick tag by Dansby. Right there on the shoe top. The Braves are going to win this game.
Did you see Pat Murphy
bench coach looked at Counsell there and he said, got him on the shoe. But I think they had already asked for it.
Nothing lost
to end the
by
game,
challenging
you understand.
But in a game that was so well pitched, Jansen gets the save. Jeff, Atlanta's defense was as big a part of this win as Max Fried and the Braves bats.
That was, what a huge pitch. What a great throw. Second time tonight Travis has thrown someone out one hop. Dansby does a great job of getting there, putting it on. Huge win.
The call is confirmed. The runner is out.
Runners out. That's your ball game. What a way to end it. Man, oh man, what a great game. That was a Major League Baseball game tonight.
We knew it would be a big league pitching matchup between Corbin Burns and Max Fried, and it lived up to the billing, that's for sure. But Max, 7 innings, 8 strikeouts. Ronald Acuna back with the big fly. And the Braves now get a chance to win the series tomorrow. Saw a lot of fight from them tonight, a lot of emotion. Hopefully a sign that they're moving in the right direction and can get going.
So a 3-2 Atlanta win. Kenley Jansen saves it for Max Fried, who's now 4-2 on the year. And tomorrow we get things started at 1 o'clock with Braves Live. It's the third final and rubber game of the series. Charlie Morton will take them out. I look for Charlie to have a big game as the Braves try to win another series here at Truist Park. Partner, had a great time. We will see you for Game 3 here tomorrow afternoon. For Jeff and Kelly, I'm Chip. Braves Live presented by Xfinity's coming right up.